Yo, what
Hello.
the fuck is up? What's going on?
Welcome to the Patreon.
Welcome to the motherfucking
Welcome
show.
to the inner circle.
True.
These are our closest friends.
Back to the fucking fold. How you doing?
I'm sleepy.
Are you sleepy?
I'm a little sleepy, Matt.
Dude, I had a...
Because I was clanging bang in the Iron Paradise earlier.
Yeah, that fucking... You leave euphoric and then, yeah, you get very sleepy.
Yeah.
I did the Peloton and then I just laid down and took a nice hour-and-a-half nap. I got woken up to be alerted that there were people in my house trying to hang like a TV. We got a TV finally in the one room.
Nice.
So there's people downstairs and it was like, I need you to tell them where to put it. And I was like, on the fucking wall. But it was nice. So I had to wake up anyway. But I came down like, I hate doing it, dude. I come down groggy,
grumpy.
in front of dudes working. I was like pretty...
Waking up in front of dudes working sucks.
Came downstairs, total bedhead, and I was just like, I have like fucking Lord of the Rings hair right now. My hair gets long, I look just like fucking Frodo, dude.
Mine curls.
It just curls to the side. I come down, Lord of the Rings. I look like an elf. I come down, I'm just like, hey guys, thanks.
Place the TV there.
Yeah.
I'm going back to my chamber.
The TV's cool because it's made to look like a picture. So it looks like you're hanging a picture the whole time.
Does it have a frame?
Yeah.
Like a picture frame, like a gold.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And it turns into a TV.
I've seen those. It's pretty neat.
tight.
Yeah.
I was actually pretty happy.
And it looks like a picture when you're not using it.
Mm-hmm.
It's pretty cool.
Put a beautiful Monet on there.
You go, we don't even have a TV. That's just a painting. We sit on these couches and stare at a painting.
Exactly.
We're a very deep thinking family.
Very cultured family.
Yeah.
I want to set my whole family up on the fucking deep cultured thinking, dude. It'd be nice.
Yeah?
Raise philosophers.
That sounds terrible.
Women philosophers.
Lady philosophers. Aren't they all? Don't they all think they're fucking philosophers, you know?
But yeah, dude, I was fucked up last week. Chloe fractured her foot.
Your daughter broke her foot?
Fractured her fucking foot, yeah.
How? Just walking?
Down the steps. No. Well, she didn't fall down the steps, but Brittany was walking with her. And I was walking that morning being like, damn, these steps are slippery as hell. She fucking fell, covered her head, thank God. And then the foot caught the business.
Oh, God.
Yeah, she's fine. No, she has like a little boot. But yeah, dude, it was...
She's a little boot?
She's a little boot.
Kind of adorable.
It's so adorable, dude. She just walks around, just plops
she
around in
probably
this little
likes
boot. Dude, she was... it was like the minute... I was telling her, I was like, dude, thank God. Like that's...
I mean, that's how kids... Yeah, she could have...
You could have got fucked up.
That would have been like that would have ended Brittany's life too.
Exactly.
That would have... If she hurt the kid for real, yeah.
Especially moms can't handle... Like if I'm with the kids and they get hurt, I'm just kind of like, yeah, dude, toughen them up. They'll be all right. But like, yeah, it fucks ladies.
Yeah.
Get, like if you like
they failed.
Yes, and it hits them to their core. For me, I go like, yeah, he's fucking goddamn kid. You feel bad in the moment. You're like, if like literally your body, your cells go like, and then fly back into your body, and you're like, fuck. I get so angry.
Yeah.
Especially if she temper tantrums, she lays on the ground and she goes, "Pah," and just smacks her head.
Oh shit.
So then if it, like I'll like no, lay her down. Like, all right, lay her down easily, and she'll pop her head back and go whack. And I'm like, fuck, stop doing that.
Yeah.
I get so mad. But yeah, dude, it's but yeah, so that was fucking last Monday.
That's a shitty day. It's a
terrible.
bad case of the Mondays.
Sitting at the coffee shop, dude, I'm working on my little thing, and all of a sudden I get the call, and I'm like, that's not real. She's like, yeah, meet me at the emergency room. Fuck.
You guys get a lot of hospital and doctor visits.
Yeah.
You guys head over there.
Oh yeah, dude.
I mean, well, you have to.
She was very much like fever, emergency. That was like a big thing.
Yeah.
Just go to the emergency room. And I was like, so I put a kibosh on that, but I was wrong before. One time she's like, we gotta go to the emergency room, and I'm like,
yeah,
she's
right.
fine. And then she took the thermometer.
Like, I'm having a kid.
She was 103. The kid was 103. And I was like, yeah, all right. Well, I'm glad you checked. I had been like, just go to bed. She's fine.
Dude, do you remember that as a kid getting like viciously ill?
Yeah.
I had like an earache one time that was just fucking the most painful thing I've ever had.
Oh yeah, dude.
Like a bad ear infection.
I poured rubbing alcohol into my ear when I was a kid because I thought they use hydrogen peroxide for swimmer's ear.
Yeah.
And I was like, I always got them mixed up when I was little. So I took rubbing alcohol and poured it into an ear infection, and I just fucking cried. It was like the worst. It was one of the worst pains I felt in my life.
That's crazy. You did that.
I thought that's because I remember I would like smell the stuff my mom would use for swimmer's ear. And I was like, it was like the same bottle, hydrogen peroxide and rubbing alcohol. And I was like,
you guys had a fucking pool. Yeah. You probably always had that
all the time, dude. I had it constantly.
Yeah.
And like, dude, but when the fucking water comes out of your ear, man, oh my God.
That's
so
a good
nice.
feeling.
It's so fucking nice. But yeah, dude, they get fucked up. They get fucked up constantly. I remember being little, and one of my earliest memories, I had chicken pox, and I was maybe 5. And I was laying there, and I remember my mom, my aunt, and then her dad, my pop-up on her side, came into the room, and I had been awake, and I fake slept. but I laid like this. And they went, "Oh, he looks like such an angel. Look at him. He looks like a little angel." And I was like awake, pretending to sleep.
I am an angel.
Dude, I was tee hee hee the whole time. I was like tee hee hee hee. I used to do that a lot when I was little. I'd fake sleep and I would just like listen to people around me. It's kind of I still do it, dude.
Yeah.
I still do it in my house.
There's a picture of me doing it. I fell asleep doing it. I remember doing it.
Fake sleep
with a book. I had my face on a book.
Did you really?
Yeah.
You said
it. And
I
was like, "This is they're gonna think I'm so smart."
Cuteness overload.
Total cuteness overload. And then I actually fell asleep. It's probably like 3 years old. Look at our little pug.
But yeah, last week that was shitty.
That's terrible.
Bad. Yeah, dude. And dude, this sounds really bad, but like it did. I've told her a million times, like, bro, chill on the steps. It took everything in me. I was so proud of myself in the hospital afterwards. Not once did I go, "Told you to be fucking." I just ate it, dude.
That would have been the first thing I screamed on the phone at the coffee shop.
Dude, it took.
Told you the steps were slippery.
It took everything in me, dude. But yeah, I'm happy they're fine. That was like, yeah. Especially I'm telling you, with women, they like if they think they fucked up and hurt a kid, it's literally like a lightning bolt through the core of their body. And if you're like wrong, they're like, you have to just be like, bro, you're fine.
Attack.
They're all worried about being like terrible parents.
Good.
Which is good. Oh yeah, not all.
Great thing.
Obviously, some aren't. I saw a lady one time pushing her kid and dropped her phone and just threw the stroller forward in the intersection of a street. It was Broad and Market.
Jesus Christ.
Just went, like this, and just grabbed her phone, and people were like, a bus driver was like, "What the fuck are you doing?"
Oh man.
Just screamed at her, and she had to like come to, and it was a whole city block, like arguably the busiest city block in Philadelphia, of people looking at her being like, "Jesus Christ, lady."
Oh,
she had to like grab her phone and just push the kid and walk away. And it was like, ooh.
Yeah.
I mean, she dropped her phone, dude.
That is a big deal.
Dude, it's a big battle now of you're choosing phone or kid all day long. You're going like, yeah, let me just check this. And like, I'll be like looking at my phone and my kid will be in the bathtub just like staring at me. And I'm like, fuck, I'm so sorry. Because you get lost in a phone hole. And they're like trying to show you stuff.
You're watching hot kids from Florida State dance. And what the fuck are these losers doing? Oh shit, my kids.
Dude, it's constant.
Yeah.
Where you're like, oh, Jesus Christ. My thing I'm trying to break is first thing in the morning phone consumption. I'm trying to be like, no, and just do anything else. Even if I just lay there and just be like, damn, dude, fuck yeah. I try to do that every morning. I lay there and go, fuck yeah.
Really?
Yeah. Before I look at the phone. I lay there, I fucking grab Brittany's ass, I squeeze it and go, fuck yeah.
Yeah.
Just get pumped. I get as pumped as possible every morning. Because if I fall into the phone trap, I've lost the day. I'll look at it. If I don't look at it as soon as I wake up and squeeze that ass and go, fuck yeah. I look at my big beams above me and go, yeah, hell yeah. And then I just go, let's go. Although if I bust out the phone, it's email, and then I've lost. I've lost. I'm a porn addict. Even if I don't look at porn.
What?
I'm saying even if I don't look at porn, it's porn. If I look,
you ended that?
all roads lead to it, dude.
That is funny to end a serious sentence with, I'm a porn addict. Just give a valedictorian speech. The last 4 years, I'm a porn addict. I'm viciously addicted to porn. I hurt myself. That's how much I masturbate.
Dude, I was watching old Norm clips. Did you see the one where he talks to the radio station?
Yeah.
And he talks about how he doesn't have sex. Dude, that fucking killed me.
That wasn't Miller, right? Was that Larry Miller? Why am I forgetting his first name?
Dennis? It wasn't Dennis. No,
Miller.
I don't think so.
You used to call Dennis Miller a lot.
No, it was.
Is there a radio show where he's in studio?
It was him in studio, and it was like, I was for Cobb, so it must have been San Francisco. And the lady was like, yeah, you're sad. What does she call it? It's like a word for, I can't think of it. It's like a word for poor. It was like your sad, whatever, poor existence. It was like a different, it like implied that it was a squalor. He's like, you're living in squalor, or your squalid existence. And he was like, I'd say it was more aesthetic, but yeah, sure. He's just hammering her on every point. It's so funny. He's like, I'm just facing death all day long. He's like, I just stared life right square in the eye. He's like, I don't have any stuff, and I don't care about sex. He's like, having sex is filthy. It's shameful.
Yeah.
She's like, it's not shameful. And he was like, when you take a shit, what do? You go by yourself because it's shameful. She's like, shitting's not, it's like a bodily function. He's like, you don't shit in public. You're ashamed of it. So you hide by yourself.
Yeah.
It's like, I do the same thing with
He
sex.
talks about that in a special too.
Like, I just masturbate.
Closing the blinds to masturbate. Like you close the blinds out of shame. That's what blinds are for. Yeah.
Dude, it was the best. It's just like 20 minutes and he's just like, no, that's not what I'm saying at all.
Yeah, he's the greatest.
Dude, it's so
He's
tight.
up there for sure. This is the greatest.
Easily. It was a good one before bedtime.
I was with Gay Adam Egget last night.
Yeah, he's
I was walking around. Me and Adam went to the Wheeler Walker Jr.
Oh,
concert.
yeah.
Wheeler Walker Jr. is one of the funniest people I've ever seen in my life.
Dude.
It was crazy.
Live's got to be sick.
He's
too.
so good.
Yeah.
He's like a great musician. And
That's
you're
a
watching,
pleasant surprise when those guys are like,
he was unbelievable. If he was singing regular country, it would be really, really, it'd
True.
still be good.
yeah.
But that's the funny part because it was a live concert, so you could kind of make out like you'd get lost for a second and be like, "Damn, this is just a good."
It's a good
I
song.
don't even like country, and this is fucking impressive. And then you
Yeah.
hear in the middle of it like, "I suck my daddy's dick." And you're like, "Oh yeah, I forgot." There's one, the Pussy King. He has a song called "The Pussy King," and he literally doesn't even play guitar. He just holds a hand in the air. He's singing like this, and he's like, just singing about how much more pussy he gets than everybody. He's like, "Oh yeah, I'm the Pussy King." Yeah, like it's.
Well, it's got to be crazy because I imagine, maybe he's married or whatever, but he's got to, I imagine he was like getting pussy on the road with that act.
He's the Pussy King.
Well, it's got to be funny to just be like just slaying after that fucking, doing that whole thing
Yeah.
of like, and I sucked my neighbor's dick. And then it's
Yeah.
just, you're just like fucking some lady after that. Like, no,
It is weird to see a whole room full of people that he is making fun of. The whole thing's a joke about that type of person.
For sure, yeah.
And then the whole room was like dudes in cowboy hats.
Really?
Like, hell yeah. Yeah, they genuinely were like, people were like laughing. Obviously, it's funny, but like,
yeah.
people were dancing.
Really?
Yeah, there was a couple slow dancing next to us when he was singing like a song about like, fuck you, bitch.
Yeah.
You broke my heart. Yeah, it was great. Really wonderful stuff.
Yeah, that's fun. It was also fun to sneak out of a show and then go run, hit the concert.
That's just life in Austin, dude. It's the music capital.
True. It's
you
weird,
know.
weird as hell.
It's so fucking weird.
I haven't seen any music.
You know what's weird is homeless crackheads.
True.
We need to keep Austin weird.
They are the weirdest.
It's nice to
dudes.
feel for real scared for your health anytime you walk down the street.
Dude,
That's what I love about
I
Austin.
noped an alley. I walked down and I was going to go down an alley.
Fucking chaos.
Dude, I was going to go down an alley. I saw a guy holding like a bottle of wine with his friend, and then he went, and he like started walking towards me. And I was like, nope. And I just walked. And then someone, when I was at Vulcan last night, and Hans Kim was like, dude, you can just take the alley. I was like, I'm not going down the fucking alley. Dude, I'm so safety conscious now. Like, it's ridiculous. When I was in Spokane, there was like a gauntlet of like, there were like definitely homeless dudes. And then there was like crust punky dudes who like weren't in my, I was just looking at them like, they didn't look like they were homeless, but they were like
hate crust punk
chilling.
dudes.
They looked like dudes who were like, I'm chilling with homeless guys who would probably be homeless one day themselves. Yeah, it was like, it's just a weird gauntlet you had to go down to get to the place. Dude, on like the first, I like walked past him the first time, like, yeah, I fucking dare you. I'll just fight to the death right fucking now. Then on the way home, it was like dark. It was like purely nighttime. And I was like, I gotta walk past those homeless guys again. I saw a bird scooter. I was like, I was fucking riding the scooter.
Damn, you should have scooted right past him.
I scooted back.
Really?
Dude, now it's like I take no chances. I used to walk, I'd be like, dude, this neighborhood's not so bad. I don't give a fuck. Now it's like 0 chances. Got the bird scooter. Then I'd leave a bird scooter outside and just scoot right past.
Yeah.
It's like, dude, I'm not.
You're getting there. You're getting old.
Yeah,
Eventually, you're gonna go, I'm not going into the city. What the hell would I go into Philadelphia for? The place is a goddamn cesspool.
Dude, I don't know where it came from out of nowhere. I was just like,
We're getting old, dude.
one of those guys could just attack me out of nowhere. And it's like, I'm not doing that. I just, dude, just breezed past him 15 miles an hour.
Yeah, you go, see this? Bums?
Yeah, dude.
See this scooter? I'm having a fun time.
You wish. I have to scan my money from my phone. You guys can't even comprehend what I'm talking about. Shh. I told you I future manned a homeless guy in Philadelphia the one time.
What'd you do to him?
Dude, I got out of my car. He came to ask me for money. I saw him walking up, and I fucking grabbed my phone. Apple paid the pump, and then like talked to someone on my watch, and he was just like, he just went and just walked away and he just sat on a pipe. I was just like, bro. I literally
You probably
stunned
thought you
him.
were a secret agent, man.
I stunned him with my fucking technology.
Yeah, that's wild.
I took my phone out, went beep, pumped my thing, and I was like, tell her to blah, 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 blah.
Send.
And he was just like, and just went and sat down.
Yeah, you saw a Jetson.
True. Dude, I was from the future. Dude, sorry, I keep forgetting to bring this up.
Okay.
This is the hottest topic on my mind right now.
Yes.
So
Yes.
I'm back into following Wes Watson real big right now,
I've noticed.
dude.
I like it.
So he did an interview with Jumper or Adam Jumper 22, whatever his name
Adam
is.
22.
Adam Jumper 22. He did an episode with Adam 22. And on that episode, he said, I don't know how they talked. They're talking about like who's jacked, who's ripped, obviously. And he claimed there's no ripped Mexicans. He's like, you don't see. He's like, what do you mean? Adam 22 is like, there's ripped. He's like, you don't see them. He's like, there's no ripped Mexicans.
Was this Ryan Garcia count?
Yeah. Well, he later took it back, but he was like, on average, he's like, they're not jacked, they're not ripped. He's like, on average. So then he came under a lot of fire. So then he had to address it. He does these ones where he sits with his shirt off and screams at a camera. So he's had like a sinus infection, but he refuses to fucking acknowledge sickness. Yeah. So it'll just be like, and he's all like nasally. But he had to do one where he got like, he had to do a State of the Union where he's just fucking flexing the whole time. He's like, and then these motherfuckers are trying to say that I said there's no rip Mexican. Guess what? That's what the fuck I said. You don't see them anywhere. You rarely see them. But then I got flooded, my inbox got flooded with jacked fucking Mexicans. And I said, fuck yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Dude,
he got punked on the jacked Mexican.
He said they sent him to him. He was like, good. That's what I want to see. He's like, most fucking white dudes in jail are dope fiend losers. He's like, sick. They're not jacked either.
You need to be jacked.
You have to be jacked. You owe it to your people. That's his whole thing. It's like, you have to get jacked.
You like racially owe it to your people.
He keeps saying your peoples. I don't know if he means like your family.
All right. Yeah, it's definitely your family.
I mean, he does say, but he is talking about your people in jail. So that is your race.
Yeah. That actually makes sense.
You kind of owe it to your race to get jacked though.
Take it easy, Adolf. That was Adolf.
Not out of hate, just to be like,
yeah,
get jacked.
Well, we need to, as white people, we need to get jacked to start stunting on the other races.
Yeah, I guess you know what. Yeah, well, you could. It does spin negatively, but it is funny for him.
It is time for us to truly.
Well, you're supposed to create You're supposed to create yourself and then give yourself as a gift to your people or just the world. He says the world now. He slips in and out of it. He still, when he talks about burpees, it's a funny thing. He's like, well, yeah, then you do 88 burpees, and they're like, why 88? He's like, it's just a thing, dude. He's got to do. He's like the
letter in the alphabet or something.
But yeah, he came out and dude, it was a 10-minute video of him addressing the controversy around jacked Mexicans, and it was so fucking funny of him just having to be like, look, I just don't see a lot of them. Sorry.
Yeah.
Sorry. And there's a lot of Mexican dudes in the comments being like, Wes is right, dude. We eat too many carbs.
Yeah, I know what he's talking about. There are jacked Mexicans, but it's just like, it's a barrel chested, big upper body.
Yeah.
You know, kind of skinny.
He's talking about ripped and jacked. Something to like give yourself to your people.
Indians.
True.
Mario Lopez is still in great shape.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I feel like
you'd
have to get Mario Lopez is what, 6'1"?
I don't think he's that tall, but
really?
Yeah.
Where'd you come up with that?
I thought he was tall.
No.
Why? He might be, but
maybe I was thinking of Luis Gomez. I was getting them confused.
No, he's 5'10".
He's 5'10"?
Yeah.
Same height as Mario Lopez. Damn, I thought he was taller. I just always assumed AC Slater was bigger than me my whole life.
Oh, that makes sense.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like he looked so jacked.
He looked so good in that fucking.
I thought he was like 6'2".
That onesie.
Were you talking about when he did the fucking the wrestling singlet?
He was wrestling for the Tigers.
He played the gay diver and hit his head in the pool.
He what?
He did a movie where he was a gay diver and hit his head and it got blood in the pool and everyone was like, ooh. Because they thought he had AIDS. The movie was great.
What was it called?
I forget. It's called Gay Dudes in a Pool. Gay Diver. Yeah, he slips and hits his head on the board and he gets like, there's another childhood memory. I watched only that part of the movie and everyone got out of the water and they're like, ew.
Breaking the Surface.
Yeah.
The Greg Louganis story.
Yeah, I was going to say, it's probably about Greg Louganis.
It was Greg Louganis. Greg Louganis, dude. Mm-hmm. But yeah, the Wes Watson thing was an utter delight of just watching him have to just be like.
Using names like that as an insult is very funny. Like if you see a gay dude and be like, fucking Greg Louganis over here. You know what I mean? It makes me happy.
Yeah, it's the best.
It's like what black dudes hit, like Asian corner store guy, they walk in like, what's up, Jackie Chan?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Indian guy, like, what's up, Osama bin Laden?
Dude, I was just about to say, I
yeah.
witnessed so many hate crimes when I lived in West Philadelphia of just young black kids being like, what's up, Osama? And they would just visibly shoplift and he'd be like, and he'd spaz out. Yeah, I saw that scene happen a lot of times.
The one that always got me was the 7-Eleven on Lancaster Ave. of
God.
just black ladies trying to play the lottery, going up against Ethiopian dudes. It was a fucking battle. Every day you'd go in there.
No, the best was the Dunkin' Donuts on 54th and Lancaster. That was the ultimate battle.
Oh, yeah.
Of just a black lady on a Bluetooth coming in and being like, I said I want salmon on my fucking. And they would just be like, and just, do you speak English? Just nailing this dude. And this dude is fucking, probably fucking meditating, going to another realm in his head, dude. I must escape.
I mean, yeah, there is like, yeah, if you want to get down to it, there is like a truly systemic problem there.
Oh, big time, dude.
Of like, yeah.
Bro, I remember just being like, I mean, it was, I'll be honest, I kind of giggled to myself the whole time. Like,
you love to see other people being racist.
Yeah.
A non-white being racist, you're like, hey,
man, we
Cut
ended
it
slavery.
out.
We ended slavery. We did. I mean, I'm not taking credit for
it's
that.
not done yet, but yes.
True. Fight's not over.
We yeah.
We don't get any credit for that. Nobody gives white people credit for ending slavery.
I understand, yeah.
I mean, yeah.
Trust me, I've been talking about it for a while.
It's you'd think it'd be like, oh, that's
I guess
cool.
the argument's like if you stop hitting your wife and then you're like, I stopped hitting my wife.
Yeah, but
everybody
world-
was hitting each other's wives.
Each
You
other's
were
big
also
time.
hitting the wife.
Yeah,
Everybody was hitting each other's wife.
everyone was hitting their wife.
And then you stopped hitting your wife.
Dude, people were hitting their wife in like the. You could joke about hitting your wife in like the 70s on TV. People were like, oh.
Yeah.
Sean Connery was like, I smacked them.
Yeah.
And everyone was
You
just
did
like,
it. Just sit down with like Barbara Walters.
yeah, dude.
Yeah.
In the 70s. And it was like kind of cool to be like, yeah, obviously fucking.
R.I.P. Didn't Sean Connery like die like last year?
I think so.
Did he?
Yeah. I
So
feel
many
like that
of the
wasn't as big a
goats.
deal as it should have been.
So many of the goats are dying, dude.
Yeah.
Matthew Perry, goat.
Oh yeah, I'm getting in the hot tub.
Careful.
That is,
Was he on drugs? He must have been on
I
drugs.
think they said his toxicology was clean, but
Well,
I
that
don't know
leaves
about
another
that.
question.
He died in
Another big-
2020.
Connery did?
Yeah.
What?
And
Not-
he said it to Barbara Walters when telling her when
That was probably
women
like
want to
the
get the last
90s.
word.
When was that interview?
I think that was in the 80s.
80s, bro.
Yeah, holding it down.
Smack them. I smacked them.
Schmack their mouth. Schmack them.
Yeah, dude, that I'm telling you, that wasn't. There was another thing my brother
It's
was
gotta
telling
be
me.
wild being a lady getting slapped by fucking James Bond screaming at you. He's not so fucking cool and suave anymore. He's fucking
Dude,
shirtless in your kitchen. slapping you.
1987.
Nice.
Whoa. I read a book. Blizz gave me this book. When he came with me to, I think, Spokane. He just gave me this. He's like, I thought you'd like this. He gave me a book to read. I read it on the plane. I read most of it on the plane a little bit when I got there. It was about this guy, Hindu in Trinidad. It was the weirdest fucking book. It was about this guy who was
Blizz
an
is
Indian.
wild.
Dude, Blizz is the man. He's like, I thought you'd like this. And the guy was, he just was like this guy who like his dad died super early. So he inherited all of his dad's money in Trinidad as an Indian guy and just like didn't know what to do with himself. And this one guy who had a store was like, marry my daughter. He's like, nah, dude, I'm not marrying your fucking daughter. And then the guy's like, dude, for real, marry my fucking daughter. So he's like, eventually he's like, fuck it, I got to marry this guy's daughter and I got to become like the ultimate masseuse. Like,
Became a masseuse?
well, back in Trinidad back then, I think it was like the 40s. If you had like illnesses, a guy would just like squeeze your body. Like if you had like broken legs and shit or like dislocations, there was guys who would massage you and like snap shit back in place. But apparently there was a lot of guys who were like fake masseuses who would like try to cure. And
Yeah, I don't think you can cure a break with a massage.
No, but
I
exactly.
think it just hurts really bad.
But apparently they were all scared. Like the way the book was saying, like a lot of the black dudes in Trinidad were scared of doctors because they thought like doctors would kill you. So like they would go to masseuses. So you'd be like an Indian guy and you just like squeeze their biceps and be like, bro, you're
This
good.
is Eastern medicine.
And true. And then there was another one where like, yeah, if you just had like migraines or headaches, it was like almost like faith healing where they kind of like you're good, drink these herbs, you'll be fine. So he was going to do that. And the whole thing that reminded me of is like he married the lady and there apparently it was customary back then, like you would beat your wife. Like you had the first beating was like a momentous occasion. So like the lady
Is
was
this fiction?
like, huh?
Is this book fiction?
It's fiction, but the guy is like an Indian Hindu who was like based on, I don't know, apparently it is a fiction book, but it was like based on kind of like, you know, the life of there. And it was like, you would just like the first night you'd take your wife, she would call you man. She'd be like, man, what are you doing? You say, woman, don't talk to me like, and you just smack her with your belt. But he was like, there was like a whole ritual to it where like, if you would beat her, it was like something you had to get out of the way and then you could be like merciful and she'd be like, He's a good guy. And then she goes ritually and tells her father, like, he beat me the man beat me. And the father goes, oh, you better not have. It was bizarre.
Yeah.
But then part of the wedding is for the dowry gift, the father they put a cake in front of you. And the father goes, I'm going to give you, $1,000, eat the cake. And then as a son, you can go, no, I'm not eating the cake. And the father has to give you bigger and bigger gifts. And the dude like spazzed on the father-in-law and was like, made him give him like properties and like houses. And then like if the dude doesn't eat a cake, it's a great shame.
Yeah.
So if you try to give him and he's like, that's not enough money for me, I'm not eating the cake, your whole family's being like, you fucking cheap fuck.
Yeah.
So then the guy had to he like for real gave him like properties. And afterwards he's like, I'm going to fucking kill you now. He like got drunk and threatened to kill him because he embarrassed him. He took all his fucking properties. So then he moves his whole wife to this like weird property from her father, and just gives massages. Doesn't work. Then he becomes like a full guru. Then at the very end of the story, he becomes like super rich, and he gets into politics, and he just turns into like a bureaucrat, and like people are like, hey, you're the guy. He's like, leave me alone, don't talk to me.
Sounds terrible.
It was a sad book.
Sounds like a terrible book.
It was a sad book, but it was funny. Him fucking woman, man.
But it wasn't supposed to be funny.
I was laughing at it.
Sounds terrible. Sounds like one of the worst stories I've ever heard.
It was cool.
Sounds like nothing happened.
No, his glow up was tight when he was like the whole time. He's like, I'm going to write a book, woman, leave me alone. And he would just never write anything. I was like, that's relatable.
No, you wrote.
I did.
Still writing, baby.
Yeah.
What's the next project?
The cartoon, I told you.
No, I know the cartoon. I was talking about writing.
Oh,
Book-wise.
the book's on pause right now, but that's the book about the guy who was a therapist, or who was a guy who was studying to be a therapist who got sucked into doing like inducing like enlightenment states as like a government experiment. And then he kind of falls out of the experiment and leads this weird life where he's trying to help this family in ruin, and pretty tight.
That is tight.
Yeah, it's pretty fun.
It's better than the book you described.
It's
Already better.
you gotta read everything. You take little elements. But yeah, that is,
No, I know.
I'll say my elevator pitch was better than a guy who was just a Hindu who eventually, I don't even know, the whole point of the book was like capitalism's bad. But actually, I was rooting for the guy the whole time who was like, there was a kid in the story, there was a kid who was worried, and this is bad to stop me, but he was worried that the clouds were going to come get him. So he had to he got this boy in a room with his parents, and he was like, I see the cloud, it's coming to get me now. And the kid was like, ah. He's like, if you just, if you're like a good boy, the cloud will go away. And that was like his big thing. And everyone's like, dude, you're a fucking healer. So, and apparently the guy, I didn't know this, the guy was writing it to like make fun of the guy. I was reading it like, that was a good move. Totally rooting for him. Yeah.
Yeah.
Either way, it's just stupid. The book is bad. You finish it and you go, that was
A giant waste of my time.
what the fuck? No, it was fun. Reading about the guy beating his wife and him be like, man.
How much of the book was that?
It was like
Two fucking pages?
It was like
Yeah.
2 pages. But then he would also, the father kept threatening with a cutlass.
Yeah, that's
He'd be like,
nice.
because the wife left him at one point, and he was like, "Fuck her, let her leave." And he finished his book, which was questions and answers about Hinduism, and it doesn't sell at all. Because back then you had to print books yourself, and he had her uncle was like, "My uncle is the best salesman; he will sell it." And the guy would like go in the marketplace and be like, "Hindu 101." They'd be like, "Get the fuck out of here!"
Yeah.
So he had to come back and be like, "I didn't sell any of your book, dude. You suck." But either way, here's a cool story.
What was it called? Do you remember?
I don't remember actually. I'd have to think about it. As a good, the title is pretty good, but yeah, I don't remember.
Yeah.
I'll have to think about that. Sorry, I just
All right.
went to a fugue state to explain. The whole thing was people used to beat their wives.
Yes.
I literally left my body explaining that story. I was like, oh shit, I forgot we're doing a fucking podcast.
Just stared at that black canvas.
So what else is going on? What's the overarching mission?
With me and my life?
Yeah,
I'm going to try to sell tires that show
swag.
and then put out comedy specials. And
Swag.
then that's it.
What's do you have a vision of like the gladiator pasture for you? Or you're just going to grind till you
There's
die?
no pasture yet.
No, you're not thinking pasture.
Hopefully the pasture is me not having a desire to grind.
That'd be nice.
Mm-hmm.
What could possibly bring that about?
I don't know. I'm trying to figure that out.
Just kill the grind.
Mm-hmm.
Trying to blow out the candle.
I'd love to.
That'd be nice.
Yeah, that'd be the best thing ever.
I think that's the whole point. You're supposed to save enough money where you don't have to work anymore. But then you'd have to like sail. You need a passion project.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. But right now I can't take time off.
no.
It bothers me.
Yeah.
So
Just a
hopefully
little bit?
just get there sometime.
Dude, you need to go on a sleep vacation. I'm telling you.
That'd be cool.
Dude, you lay there in like Sweden, they put you in like a fucking little black box and you can just sleep for like 47 hours.
I can pull that off. I can pull that off. I took a nap yesterday before the show and I was
Sleepy
totally
boy.
unconscious. I woke up just actually that's when I saw the dark red eyes and tiny penis. It was before I went to the show.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
So you woke from a nap red-eyed?
Dark red. Like, I mean, I was fully out. I was like, I could probably squeeze a nap in here before the show.
You slept for what, like an hour?
Yeah, I was a little less, but I was fully out.
Dude, I've been sleeping on the microdoses now, and my body's gotten so used to them I can just pass out.
Yeah.
Dude, I'm 2 for 2 now on this. Where today I did it as well, and I had like maybe it's just a weird thing, but like, dude, whenever I've done that, I hit a point where I get lost in my head, and I'm like, you know, when you're like you're not really with
it's
it,
the
but you're
best.
thinking it was just tight.
Yeah.
But then when I'm sleeping on the microdose, what has happened to me is I start remembering where I'm like, oh, I'm like trying to sleep right now. And I'm still I'm in like a weird purgatory state where I'm like not aware of my body that much. And I'm like,
Totally. And then you come out of it a little.
yeah, yep.
And you actually wake up and then you start thinking again and you're just dreaming.
Gone, dude.
Your thoughts
You're gone.
turn into dreams like,
Dude, I woke up this morning.
It's wild.
I woke up this afternoon biting my tongue. I was going,
I don't do that, but yeah.
fuck it. I was going, what the fuck? Oh my God, I'm trying to sleep. And it was just, yeah, it is that. It's like, I'm like in this weird thing where I'm like, holy
How many hours of sleep do you get at night?
Not a lot.
You're fucked, right?
Not a lot. You know?
Yeah, those kids.
Last night I got like, not terrible. I got like 5 last night. But that's like whenever I do stand up at night, I'm waking up that morning as if I had like,
I don't know. Yeah, again, I don't know what
I feel like I've smoked crack on.
What is Rogan talking about with these workouts making you feel good the rest of I mean, you feel good for the I'm just tired.
Yeah.
That
need a
second
nap.
show, I was like, I'm fucking dead.
I think you need a fap nap. If you rolled that into a fap nap and woke up, dude, now you're talking.
I'll tell you what, yesterday was a fap nap. I didn't feel like I needed to include it, but yes, yesterday was a fap nap.
You need a
A
fap
guy and
nap.
his stepsister were playing Truth or Dare. I cracked out the lotion. I pleased myself with
Oh, you
lotion.
woke up with a lotion dick.
Mhm.
A red eyes and a lotion dick.
I cleaned thoroughly before the nap, but there's still you can never get the lotion off.
No.
There's nothing you can do
No,
to
you-
get fully remove it from the wrinkles of your sack.
True.
It requires a shower. I thought I did a good job of cleaning, and then in the shower, I was like, "Oh my god, it's covered."
You
in
see like an
lotion.
oil slick beneath you and there was a rainbow water.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that was
man.
yeah.
Yeah, I'm trying right now to totally fucking soothe my central nervous system. I'm trying to get it to just baseline. To where like my test is how long could I sit in a chair for without just freaking the fuck out? Just nothing. Just like sit in a chair and just be comfy and just go, I'm cool. So I instantly fill my head with, they'll be like, blah, 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 blah. If you sit in a
Yeah,
chair
of
and you're
course.
just fucking, how long can I sit in a chair and just dig being in a room and being like, nice, this is chill. I'm freaking out right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have 3 seconds of sitting down before I freak out. I'm like,
Sitting in a chair in an empty room why would that even be a goal?
so that way, if you can just be cool with just like doing nothing, if you can be at peace, it's like being at ultimate peace.
Are you allowed to close your eyes in the chair? Or do you have to
Yeah.
no, around?
No, you can close your eyes.
Yeah, I do that all the fucking time.
Don't sleep.
I do that all the time.
Just lay there like this.
Yeah.
Or my whole point is you're just being stoked on your bare bones existence. You're going like, fuck yeah. You're just sitting there. That's what I try to do every morning. I lay there and just go, fuck yeah, dude. And not just like make it up in my head. I'm like, yeah, dude, hell yeah. Fuck yeah.
Yeah, I've done that.
To where like, and especially when I get done doing shows and I go in the hotel, I try to just sit there alone and by myself and just go, fuck yeah.
Well, this is crazy shit.
Yeah, but it's like, why do you need all this stuff? You don't need any stuff. You can just sit there and just be stoked on your existence and go, fuck yeah, I'm alive. This is awesome.
Yeah, but why not enjoy being alive?
True, but I enjoy being alive. But what I do is I sit there in a blank panic.
Toss
and
on some music.
pull out my phone and go.
"Hell yeah.
You can toss on music. I'll pull my phone out and just start compulsively going, okay,
Yeah.
I might as well read about the news. Well, how about a YouTube video? And it's not like enjoyable. It's like a compulsion of like, I need to start preparing and researching stuff so I know what to talk about. And I just watch the news and listen to YouTube videos and they're like, the Middle East is fucked up. And I'm like, okay, it's good. I'm on top
Whose
of that.
fault is it? I don't know. Depends who I'm listening to.
True.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I honestly, at this point, I'd say it's both their faults.
Yeah.
At this point, I'm gonna come out with a hot take and say it's both their faults.
I don't think that's a hot take. I think there's people are being bad.
I think it might even be a little bit of America's fault when you read it. You know,
I think so. I think England was in there meddling around. I think they turned their back on Christ and now they're paying for it.
Are you talking about the Church of England?
Well, them as well, but I'm saying the entire ordeal right now in the Middle East. I think the Catholics just need to come in and clean it up.
Yeah, I've been reading about the Church of England. They've been sprinkled into my readings, bro.
They're punks, dude.
Total fucking punks, dude.
England's fucking punks, dude.
They try to start up their own thing. And it was like,
just because the king wanted a fucking divorce.
Didn't King Henry's, one of his daughters got like fucking burned at the stake or something fucked up happened to one of his daughters.
Probably.
One of his daughters actually reintroduced Christianity. She was like, yeah, my dad fucked the Church of England bullshit. And then another one was like, fuck that. And was doing like, they had like inquisitionary battles about it.
You mean Catholicism, not Christianity. Yeah.
My bad. Catholicism. One of his daughters was like, yo, fuck this Church of England bullshit. It's fucking, the whole thing is bullshit in and of itself. It's the church. It's just the Church of England.
Well, yeah.
I don't even get it. Like,
I guess it does make sense that back then Rome had a lot of power. So they were like, why are we listening to fucking Italy?
So they were like the Samsung of fucking church?
Essentially. They're like, why are we fucking with Sony, dude? Let's do our own. Yeah, they were Dreamcast.
Yeah.
They were just like, why do we have to listen to Italy?
It is funny. He set up his whole thing. He was like, yeah, dude. You know how the Pope is like super holy and shit? King Henry was like, I am too.
Yeah. And
Fuck that.
And it did have just as much validity.
Yeah, it's true.
Just to be like, I'm actually the one who talks to God and can't be wrong.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, I guess. Because that's bullshit. The other guy's saying that.
Yeah. And he was just like, yeah, dude, that's also me.
Although, dude, I think papal infallibility started in like 1850. I don't think that was
really?
Or it ended then. I think it was 1850.
Well, that's supposed to be like, but you're also supposed to have, they don't use spiritual receipts.
It's not true
if you're the
anymore.
Pope, you got to be like, oh yeah, dude, like I fucking sat in the dark for 5 fucking days and like no big deal. Like they're like, oh shit, you got spiritual receipts.
Yeah.
If you're the king, if you're King Henry, it's like,
what are your receipts, dude? You're a womanizer?
What's the facts? Yeah, hit me with some facts.
Started in
dude.
1870.
1870.
Oh, the infallibility.
Yeah, that wasn't even
so
a thing,
tight, dude. So tight.
1870,
Like,
just be like, dibs, I'm never wrong.
I'm not wrong ever.
I can't be wrong. God told me what to say.
Yeah, but apparently, again, the new Pope's going, what's my fucking...
Mm-hmm.
There's a whole story of a Chinese wise man, apparently, who did that, where a guy was like, intercede with the gods for me. And he goes, it's none of my business, bro. He's supposed to be the wisest spiritual man in the land. He goes, between you and God, that's none of my business. That's between you and him, bro. They're like, damn, he's so fucking wise.
You're so wise.
He was just sitting there like hammering planks. And he was like, I just hammer planks, bro. I don't even think about this shit. That's how wise I am. That's all those guys do eventually.
Yeah.
Those dudes, you pay those masters, like you like sit with them for 30 years. And eventually, like, yeah, I just don't think about this shit at all. And you're like, oh shit, yeah, good call.
Yeah.
So I just fucking hammer planks into the board and try to be nice to people. You want some soup? And you're like, oh, god damn it.
Yeah, I'd love some soup.
I'd like some soup. Pretty tight.
I could get some soup.
Or you just fucking build a giant fortress and you say, I'm right about everything.
Yeah, that's another way to do it.
Yeah.
Either way, we're going to the same place.
True.
You know?
Hell.
Everyone's going
That
to
would be tight.
HE double hockey
everyone
sticks.
went to H. That was all there was HE double hockey sticks. I'm like, what about God? And they're like, no, dude. It's just the devil.
Yeah.
I think that's
Like
Gnosticism.
3 people get to go to
Gnosticism
heaven.
gets into that.
Really?
It's like we're ruled by like a fucking malevolent creator who's just totally fallen.
I can see how
And
some
we're
people
totally
are like, yeah,
fallen.
definitely.
Yeah, dude.
We're in hell. This is hell.
Yeah. They're like, we're totally fallen, and the only way out of it is knowledge. You can get fucking gnosis, which is knowledge. Escape from our dude. Having a malevolent creator is kind of sick, dude. It must have been a tight way to get pussy back then, where you're just like, God's actually mean as hell.
Yeah, it's goths.
Fallen. Yeah, true.
They still get pussy that way. They're like, dude, I'm so dark.
Yeah. I've been getting into the Gospel of Thomas lately.
What's he up to?
That was like
What's he
the
chatting
fallen.
about?
That was like the fallen. Like those secret fucking Gospels. They were like, do you know Jesus had a girlfriend?
Yeah.
So I only read the
Da
introduction.
Vinci Code stuff.
I'll be honest. I just read the introduction, but
believe it.
like it's pretty tight.
I believe it.
I like the. I just like the idea of stuff. I'm like, damn, that's fucking.
There's one that
rules.
was apparently the Book of Judas.
Yep.
That was pretty sick.
Well, you talking about Judas, brother of Jesus? Because
I
there's
didn't
Thomas and there's Thomas Judas, which I know.
Oh no, I wasn't talking about the brother. I was just saying how Judas was like the most important.
He wrote, "Yeah, I did it."
No, I mean it was like he was the one who really died for everybody's sins. Also,
Damn.
God made him.
Yeah.
This needed to be somebody needed to betray him.
True.
Judas fell on that fucking sword.
He did.
And then also, he was pretty fucking sorry about it.
Dude, he was.
I always liked Judas.
Peter denied him. Peter didn't hang himself. Although he did
He
go.
did get
He get
crucified.
fucked
yeah.
up. He got
Did he
hit
get
on a
crucified
Roman
upside
cross.
down?
Mhm.
Huh? Yeah.
Yeah.
They fucked his ass up.
On an X, right?
Those dudes were that gassed up. Those early, that's like, I've been reading about those guys too. The early dudes after Jesus died, it was just a bunch of dudes like
Getting rocked,
just getting
dude.
the asses kicked.
Romans feeding
Romans,
the fucking lions and
Jews were beating them up. The Jews have fucking come.
shit. Jews are still fucking holding it down like that.
Oh, those guys.
Hated Jesus.
Saul got his ass kicked. He was
Yeah.
the Jews would catch up to him like, bro, we told you about talking about this fool. Stop talking about this motherfucking fool.
Saul.
They would fucking stomp him. They would beat Paul up. He would get his
No,
ass kicked.
Saul was the
Saul
guy
was
beating
Paul.
up people.
Yeah, Saul was the guy.
Saul
beating him
was
up.
dishing out the beatings, and then he
Yep.
became Paul and was like, "My bad for beating all you guys."
Yep, it was Puffy then Diddy.
Yeah.
Dude. Yeah, but then he would just be doing his thing in like Antioch, and the Jews are all up and be like, "Shut the fuck," because he would stand outside of synagogues and be like, "Jesus,"
Yeah.
and they'd be like in the middle of their service and be like, "Bro, we done told you, stop talking about this."
I can see how that would get annoying if you're at synagogue and some dude's out front like, "Dude, remember what you guys did to Jesus?" I'd come out, I'd fucking throw some shit.
I don't think
fucking beat it, dude. I'm trying to get through my day.
True. He's like, "Bro, we
Shut
got
up.
all these fucking goats. They're getting sacrificed. We're selling the meat out the side of the temple. Shut the fuck up."
Yeah, please.
Although, dude, I like been geeking on this lately. Jesus reversed the thrust of like nature itself. Like it was like, fuck that guy, beat that guy's
Yeah.
ass, fuck that. And he was like,
Nah.
"You're actually supposed to be nice." And there literally people just like,
Yeah.
and just engulfed them like, fuck that. And that literally spread through. I think about that all the time.
Yeah, it's awesome.
Dude, I cry when I listen to "Oh Holy Night." When they talk
I don't
about,
think that has anything to do with the.
oh, it does, dude. When you listen to lyrics, dude, you listen to "Oh Holy Night," it talks about how it's just a dismal, dreary world, dude.
Yeah.
And a light was born, and everyone was just like, "Holy shit!" I never even thought about that. It makes me really happy to think about
It
that.
should.
It's really nice.
Yeah, it's the power of Christ.
I mean, obviously, other dudes did
You're
it too.
fucking nuts.
No, dude, it's fucking real. Dude, there was the thrust of nature, just blind.
I understand.
Nature.
Yeah, I get
We
it.
crawled out
I
of
get
that,
it.
and we were still like, and then he
Yeah.
was like, "Bro, do the opposite." And you're like, "No,
Yeah.
I don't want to do the opposite." Your whole life is a struggle. You're like, "I don't want to do the opposite of that." And it's like, dude, if you were nice, things would be so much cooler. It's like, yeah, but no one's gonna be nice to me. They're just gonna walk all over
It
me.
doesn't matter. You still got to be nice.
I know, dude. It's hard.
Yeah.
Dude, I swear to God, it is the most important thing in the world.
Being nice?
Yeah,
Absolutely. Yeah.
it is. But it's like, yeah, I will. But let me just, I'll be nice. Just hold on a second. Let me do
Yeah.
some other stuff, and then I'll
I'd
be
be
nice.
mean sometimes. That'd be nasty.
But yeah, it's I think about it. I'm obsessed. I think about that all the time. I'm just, dude, for real, reversing the thrust of nature.
Mm-hmm.
Scary stuff.
It's pretty neat.
Yeah, it's fucking pretty cool to go up against
Yeah.
that. And like it was like you had to convince dudes to like this is also again, I mean
There was Be Nice before Jesus, too.
there was other guys
Yeah.
for sure that did it, for sure.
Yeah. His caught on pretty good, though.
It's caught on big time. And it wasn't like I don't know. It was if you, like I mean, there had been guys who did it, and there's guys in like the East, but like and even like, you know, obviously Socrates, but Socrates was just a truth head. He was just like truth, bro.
It was, yeah.
Facts. He was just facts.
He was going to the Oxford debates.
Dude, for real.
Yeah.
He's like, I'm just not going to say I'm wrong. I'm just going to be honest. And they're like, dead. Jesus. is, like,
Yeah, you
being
got to
nice.
kill that guy.
They
The
accuse
just
him
being
of,
honest guy,
yeah.
it's time to kill him.
Well, they accuse him of corrupting the youth and denying the gods,
Yeah.
or corrupting the youth based on what he preached about gods. And he was like, how can I be an atheist if I'm teaching about gods? You fucking fools. And they're like, drink this hemlock, pussy.
Yeah.
Well, actually, they were like, don't drink it. And he goes, no, I'm doing it.
Yeah. He said, fuck you guys.
Slug the hemlock. He's
You
like,
don't deserve me.
this is on you, pussy.
Yeah. That's a good way to kill yourself.
Yeah, dude.
Dudes do that for women a lot.
Kill themselves?
Yeah. Catch
Yeah.
a girl cheating, fucking blow your head off in front of her.
Yeah.
It's very Socratic.
It is,
How do you
dude.
say that?
Socratic.
Socratic. That was it.
It is a Socratic method, dude.
Yeah.
Fuck you, I'll fucking do it. I'll
Yeah.
fucking kill myself.
Well, fine.
If you don't fucking call me back, I'll fucking kill myself.
Yeah. That's just in the honor of Socrates.
Do you think, I shouldn't even ask the question.
Yeah, let me hear it.
Do you think girls love when dudes kill themselves for them?
Matt, not only do I think, I am certain.
Oh, they get to walk around the rest of their life. Like, it was really weird. He like fucking killed himself over me. I'm like, I feel really bad about it.
Yeah,
But like,
it's a
geez.
feather in the cap of a
'Cause
babe.
They like dudes fighting over them.
Yeah.
But like,
The
that's
ultimate
kind of,
sacrifice.
that's awesome. But a dude just fucking, yeah, just fully being like, if I can't have you, I won't live. It's got to be, also, don't do that.
Yeah, it's such a fucking short-sighted, dumb way to go.
Oh my god,
over
dude.
a babe.
Yeah,
Blow your head off over a babe. That's a tough one.
a babe, bro.
It depends how you kill yourself, because Titanic was romantic and
Yeah.
killing himself for her.
Yeah, if you sacrifice for the babe,
That's different.
That's nice.
Yeah,
That's different.
the
That gets
sacrifice.
that thing.
Yeah.
Wedded, bro.
Dude, speaking of Titanic, did I tell you this? I looked it up. A dude, ever since we got in the cold plunge, that's all I've been thinking about. This dude, that was at 45 degrees.
Mm-hmm.
A dude in the Titanic survived for 2 hours at 28 degrees. It was 28 degrees.
That's fucking
I
nuts.
just floated for 2 fucking hours.
Dude, there was a lady who flipped her
That
kayak
sucks.
for like 37 minutes and her head was underwater and she just was fine. She wasn't breathing for 30 minutes and she had like
That's
an
impossible.
out of body experience. Dude, it was on a Netflix documentary.
I know, but like, how did she do it?
It's a
It must have
medical
been an air
mystery.
pocket.
It's a medical mystery.
Yeah.
Dude, you get into the near death experience shit, it's wild.
Yeah, but you can't, your brain shuts off.
That's what you would think.
She had an air pocket or somebody's fibbing.
Maybe so. Or she just hit her head really hard. Who knows? And like, but they
Yeah,
said
but you still
they
need
found
to
her.
breathe if
Like
you
they
hit
were
your
with
head.
her and she went down like this weird channel and they eventually found her and she was upside down. They're like, bro, she's been, maybe they tell by the wrinkles in your fingers. I don't know.
Yeah.
she's pruny as hell.
Yeah.
It was just a
She must have got a
6-year-old.
pocket in the kayak, maybe.
Something, dude. I don't know. But she did have a near death experience. She's like, I was
I'm
out of my
sure.
body, all that, blah, blah, blah. But yeah, the dude is surviving for fucking, how long was it? 2 hours?
2 hours.
God,
28 degrees. It's
Damn.
below freezing water.
28 degrees?
It sucks cock.
How the fuck? Like,
It's salt water. So it can stay. It can be below.
no. I know. I'm saying,
Yeah.
how did he live?
Oh, I have no idea. He's a beast.
I've
I
been
think they
thinking
said he
about-
was drunk.
True.
Was he fat?
He probably was fat. I think he was a baker on the ship.
Oh, that's awesome.
Beast.
Total fucking animal.
Fat guy made it.
I've been also thinking about captains going down with the ship a lot.
Yeah, that's nice.
It's kind of tight.
Yeah.
Dude, do they still hold it down like that?
I don't know.
That's shameful if they don't still go down with the ship.
Yeah, you should.
It's really funny too. Like,
Indianapolis, bro, killed himself.
did he?
Captain.
It has been making me laugh about how like dudes will just die unnecessarily. Just be like, I have to. It's a rule.
That's the code.
I have to go down with
Yeah.
the ship. It's like, dude, no, you
I have
don't.
no honor. I'd be like, I'm the first one off this. Second that thing.
Dudes
the
get
iceberg.
weird on the ocean though. It becomes like this whole weird thing where it's like I have
Yeah.
to. This thing was built shittily, and now I have to just sink with it. It's
Yeah, I
like,
killed everybody. That's
yeah.
how- the Indianapolis guy killed himself years later.
Oh, what?
Didn't go down with the ship, and then he shot himself in his front yard.
Whoa!
He laid down and blew his head off in his front yard in Connecticut, I think.
Fuck.
Pretty
Was
sick.
it fall? That'd be nice if it was fall.
It would be nice if it was fall.
I'm just saying, yeah.
Yeah, little autumn leaves.
Bed of crunchy leaves.
Yeah, that's enough.
Can't stop thinking about the ship.
Can't
What
stop.
happened with the Indianapolis?
That was the one with all the sharks.
Oh
They
God!
didn't get captured for or rescued for 3 days because there was like a clerical error on which port the ship was docked in.
What did he crash into?
Japanese submarine torpedoed it.
Oh shit!
Yeah, they were dropping off
Rude.
the shit. Yeah, it was very fucking rude. And then they even brought the fucking guy for the hearings.
Japanese
It was
guy.
after the wars because they court-martialed him. He was the only captain who ever lost a ship that got court-martialed. They're like, you should have been zigzagging.
Oh, they didn't get the Japanese fella, and they say, "Hey,
And they
what-
brought him in, and they brought in the Japanese submarine guy that was like, there's nothing he could do. I had him.
Oh,
And it was actually the guy who was trying to help the captain. He
they're
was
giving
like,
him grief.
They were saying the captain should have been zigzagging.
Yeah, he was like, "Nah,
you're-
bro."
He was told there were no submarines, so he was just sailing straight.
How many guys died?
I think 900 or 600 out of like 11. I
God!
think
And
it
they
was
brought him in. They're like,
1100.
"You fucked up."
And they're like, it's all your fault. And then the guy was still getting letters
Who
from
the fuck sent him out there?
it was his job to. I mean, he got the Japanese pretty bad. He dropped off the nukes, so it was like a secret mission. Yeah. But those boys got it bad. They all got eaten by sharks for 3 days. It's the worst. It's the scariest, worst thing ever.
yeah, I mean, dude.
Oh, think about nights. I mean, it'd be nice to not be getting sunburned at nighttime. But
Yeah, right. You'd want sunburn, dude. The cold ass fucking water. Oh, wait, I'm thinking about the
no,
Titanic.
it was in the Pacific,
Oh yeah, sharks
hot.
are in warm water.
and it was.
You'd want some cold water then. I'm getting my shipwrecks confused.
I think they got cold though because they were sunburned.
Oh god.
So at night they'd all be
Oh,
freezing.
fuck,
I mean, it's
you
the
get
worst thing
chills.
that's ever happened.
Yeah, sunburn's the least you're concerned. I mean, it still sucks.
Out of 900, 316 survived.
So yeah, 600.
600 perished, bro.
I think a lot of them died. Was it 900 that went into the water?
900 that went in the water, and 150 they're saying were eaten alive by sharks.
Damn. What happened to the other guys? Just drowned up.
Yeah, you consumed. They would like drink salt water.
Yeah.
They would just they went insane. It was
You get thirstier. Yeah, you get thirstier.
There's a book on and you literally it causes you to go insane. It does something to your brain that makes you like hallucinate. Totally, like guys would start talking to people, swim off by themselves.
Jack Sparrow.
Scary stuff, dude.
Whoa.
Yeah, Davy Jones Locker. They all went.
So he drinks the salt water. I know. There's that famous saying. It's like they say fame and fortune is like salt water. The more you drink, the more you want, the thirstier you get. Pretty good.
Yeah.
By Schopenhauer.
Schopenhauer said that.
He slammed. His life is so funny, dude. He tried his best his whole life, and then everyone was like, "Fuck you." And then one day he was like 70. People were like, "Yo, this is a cool book," and then he died. He just
That's
died.
why he was fucking talking shit on fame. He's like, actually, I don't even want it.
I know.
Shut up.
I know.
Dork.
That's why I had to put it in full context.
Yeah, that's very funny.
He was the guy who like was
He's
like
an all comic, dude.
Dude, they fucking let him. He kind of is, and then they let him teach at a university, and he was like, "Finally, I'm gonna fucking."
Was he the guy? Weren't you telling me about him?
I did. I think I did.
What was he doing? What was he writing about? Like women?
Yeah, he was writing about how like you're just being parroted by this. He called it the will. It's like your body has this total overpowering will to survive and procreate, and how like your nature tricks you into thinking you like women, but they fucking stink. It was, dude, he was nasty about women.
See, I don't even, again, every time I hear one of these philosophies, I'm just like, yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't need to write that down. I just know it. Like, I know all of that.
He was saying like there's just like this urge is living through you, and it's just, he's like,
Yeah,
we're
it's our
all
instinct.
totally helpless, and
Yeah.
the only break you can get from it is like by admiring a beautiful piece of art. He's like, that's the man's salvation, is to like look at a cool thing and be like, fuck yeah, basically, like, that's fucking sick. And then he wrote a whole thing about how the one thing I'll give him though, that was fuck yeah,
Sick.
dude. the one thing I will give him that I thought was actually kind of a keen observation, which again, it's like, could be totally wrong. I just thought it was really funny. He said this, was how men typically don't quarrel unless they're within the same field. He was like, dudes, if like one guy does like,
Yeah.
one guy's a carpenter and another guy's a politician, the politician's not really going to beef with the carpenters. They have nothing to beef about. He's like, women all fight each other because they're all essentially a part of the same field, which is finding dominant alpha men and fucking linking up to them for resources and like using sexual attractiveness to like entice the most powerful men possible. It's like they're all part of the same job.
Yeah, yeah.
It was like, damn, bro, chill, chill, dude.
Chill, bro. You're getting too
Chill,
close
bro.
to the truth.
Chill.
You're being Socrates right now.
That was
Nobody
kind of
wants
funny.
the truth.
He hated ladies. He lived. I think he
Something
lived
with his mom or something.
He lived by himself with like a cat or a cat or like a dog, and it was him and a cat. And then he went to
What was his origin story? I swear to God, you said something about his mom threw him down the steps.
Oh no, that was fuck. That was
a different guy that hated women that wrote books.
Yeah, that was fucking fuck. What's this guy's name? Not Thoreau. It was Jean Jacques Rousseau.
Beast.
He like his mom threw him down the steps, and then his dad got maybe Schopenhauer's mom did. Yeah, he saw his dad was dead. That's what it was. That was sorry. They both had terrible fucking origin stories. The one guy's dad got like the mom died, and the dad just got kicked out of the country. He was like, "What the fuck?" He was just an orphan right away because the dad was just like, "I'm not wrong about this," and they're like, "Get the fuck out of Belgium," and or wherever the fuck he was in. And he was like, he was just an orphan. But yeah, I think his mom. Like his dad drowned himself in the docks. His dad was like a merchant. He went belly up in a business venture and just drowned. And then he like went to his mom, and his mom just kicked him down the steps. I was like, "You're a fucking pussy, dude." And he was like, "I'll show you guys."
Yeah, there's another reason not to kill yourself is like losing money. I don't know.
Oh, dude, no,
I never understood it.
not at all. You can't
Dudes
do it.
jumping off buildings during the stock market crash.
Yeah, dude. Oh, dude,
Ride it out, dude.
I would at least experience no money life.
Yeah.
You might like it.
And then you're going to see World War II if you don't do it.
True.
You're going to see some wild shit in the next few
Oh,
years.
the boom is coming.
Yeah.
Dude, I've told you, I've been wiped out like totally financially multiple times. It's like, dude, it's kind of chill.
Yeah.
You're kind of like, all right, well, fuck.
I've been hit with $0 several times.
What's up with the bus? Let me check into this. Let me see what's up with this
kind of a
thing.
nice time.
Dude, the bus is air
you don't even have to
conditioning.
do anything. You
The
can
bus is AC. I used to sit on the bus and be like, whoa, they were cranking the AC. And I'd be like, I was rebuilding my empire brick by brick, dude.
You need to rebuild the
I
empire.
was riding the bus with my fucking quarter pound of weed, like, I'll be back. fuck, I should have vacuum sealed this. This really fucking stinks. Dude, I would get onto public transportation and like move my bag and everyone would be like, what the fuck? And I'd be like, dude, it was the funniest thing seeing either the L, like the little subway. I would hit my bag a certain way and you dudes would be like, what the fuck? And you see black dudes freak out on the fucking trying to locate the quap. They'd be like, what the
There's
fuck?
no way it's that
God
white
damn,
boy.
someone loud as hell. And you just had to sit there just like, it's not me. It's not me.
It's not me.
Yeah, watching black dudes spaz on the loud was it was one of the funniest things in the world.
That is nice.
I'd be like, all right, these jars should
Getting them
work.
fired up.
Dude, it was just, or just like in a fucking gallon-sized bag, the quap's in a gallon-sized bag.
It's so loud.
Dude, it would stink
It
up.
goes right through a fucking
And when you
glass.
have weed in a bag and you move the bag, it just goes whoosh, and the smell just permeates, and everyone just goes, God damn.
Yeah, it is fun to smell weed in public.
It's awesome.
Yeah.
Especially when it fucking reeks. Dude,
Yeah.
it's one thing to have like a quarter ounce of weed in your pocket. I've stanked the bar out with some skunk like that. When you bring the quap in public, dude, people, because it's so much, the smell's like, because you're going, what the fuck?
Yeah.
This is so much weed. It'll come out of your house. If you have enough, it'll come out of your house and hit like your front steps. And people are going, what the fuck?
Then you got to tell them, I'm rebuilding my empire.
I'm rebuilding my empire. I lost all my fucking money.
Yeah.
Postal police took all my fucking money. Now I have nothing. Now I got to bring the quaps on the bus, dude. Thank God the plugs like kind enough to front me, dude. I bring the quaps on the bus.
Yeah.
But yeah, dude, there's something. After like the third time I got like wiped out, like their second, I forget which one it was. I remember just being like,
Yeah, this happens.
yeah, you start with like I just would like do physical labor. That's dude, I for real, like I always say it. I want to start doing that like once a month. Just please just let me work with like a carpenter and just hand them wood for like a day. It's very like relaxing mentally.
Yeah.
When you do it every day, it kind of ruins your body and shit. But like that was one of my favorite things when I'd fall from my fucking thing and all of a sudden I'd have to just
Get a job.
back to the construction site.
Yeah.
And just those days I'd be like, this feels good, man. Just using my body. No one's after me, dude. This is great.
That's way better than the life, dude.
Dude, I'm telling
You
you.
were caught up in the game.
I was, bro.
And then you get to work, just have a regular job.
You appreciate it. You're like, this is kind of nice. And then obviously I'd be like, I got to get out.
I could do more. I could make more money. Don't have to fucking work. Yeah.
Yeah. But dude, I'll tell you this, man. This is weird. So I've started to do this to Brittany too. I've been trigger warning her like, yo, this is like weird.
I
Or, like,
appreciate it.
You might this might not be your thing.
I
Or-
appreciate it.
Brittany, I go, you might spaz. I'm giving her news that might spaz her now. I started going, look, you might spaz right now. Just prepare.
Yeah.
Dude, and I based it off of, I watched that interview. You didn't watch it. I sent you the one with Robert Sapolsky.
No, I did not.
Dude, you would love this guy. He said literally there's no free will. Zero free will at all.
Nice.
It was kind of, dude, and it's like, again, I have questions for him, but it's his whole argument is like, we should treat people, like criminals especially, like broken machines. Because they're like, oh, well, if you don't, he was like, we need to stop moralizing. If someone gets in trouble for something, like obviously we can take them out of society, but like, you don't have to like spit in the street. Like it's like medieval to be like, he's bad. It's like, that's a broken, it's like, if you have cars that like the brakes don't work, you just remove them from the street. You do the same thing with people. It's like, that's just a broken machine. Take them off the street. And but his whole point was like, he has no free will. He was just going to do that.
Yeah.
Which I'm like, I don't know. But I don't know where the hell I was going with that. I heard from the lecture, he was saying if you give a mouse like a shock, if it can like kind of know, if you give it like a warning bell, the shock's coming, it produces way less cortisol. It gets like way less spazzed out. But if you give the mouse no warning to the shock, or there's a shock coming, it like completely freaks. So that's what I started doing. If I have a subject that's going to be, I think, potentially explosive with my wife, I give her the light. I say, look, here comes something. Bro, it fucking works, man. It's based on deep genetics, dude.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Dude, he was saying like our
It goes
nerve.
back to the Dwight Howard thing. It's like if you know he's coming, it's a lot better than like if he breaks in to a family party and gets you.
Dude, this guy Sapolsky was saying our nervous systems are like archaic. Like, dude, he's like, they're like as old as like shrimp floating in the ocean. And we're taking on this insane, complicated world with a nervous system that's designed to just like be laying in just like a protozoic soup.
Yeah.
He's like, our nervous system it's like a lizard best case, new case scenario. And then, the primate, like the prefrontal cortex. But he's like, the guts of our nervous system, dude, You know about the PCF, bro. The
I know you do.
PFC. But dude, he was like the guts of our nervous system that's controlling our. His whole point was like a huge portion of what's controlling our behavior is a utterly archaic and prehistoric like connections of nerves and stuff that are responding to just like displeasure and pleasure. And he's like, I've been studying this my whole life, and he's like, it has most people in its total grips, and like even if you can consciously like interact with it, he was just like. It's completely fucking frying people nonstop.
Yeah.
It was a good interview. He built, and I was like, I'm very disinclined to hear him out on no free will.
Yeah, it's a bummer when you really think about it.
Yeah, especially coming from me, I'm like basically an idealist. The universe is conscious. So I'm like, you're telling me there's no free will. These are basically fighting words.
The sun's conscious.
I think it's just here's my dude. If you're, I've said it a million times, dude. If you're telling me I'm purely material, bag of water, electricity, cells, nothing more, then I produce consciousness. How would the universe not produce consciousness with all of its water, cells, electricity, heat?
Okay. So you mean
the consciousness is the leading fucking materialists. Their theory is that consciousness is emergent from physical phenomena. Physical phenomena is the primary phenomena. Then consciousness is a secondary thing that just arises off of physical processes that we have an illusion is like a real thing. It's just like a byproduct that we just kind of like navigate and think about. That's what the emergentists would say. The idealists and the panpsychics would be like, no, dude, consciousness predates, which also sets up the thing of the universe itself, because you can't imagine the ends of the universe.
Yeah.
It is set up more like a dream than anything else. Because if the universe ends, it can't end. It literally can't, because then what's on the other side is more universe. So it is set up more. It does make sense that it's
okay. So you're saying the sun is a component within a thing that could have consciousness.
A larger network, like
not
a
the
synapse.
sun by itself thinking.
To my knowledge, no.
Yeah.
But then they can say there's like no real cutoff between like a dog's not conscious, but it's like not totally unconscious.
Yeah.
So they're saying like it's hard to delineate. Like there's human consciousness, and they're like there's gradients all the way down to an atom of like it's doing something.
Yeah.
It's not necessarily like it'll respond to a stimuli, therefore it's technically conscious. So. But I don't know where. Oh, my large. This is fucked up. I'm telling you, stop me, dude. For real, just stop.
No,
me.
this is.
So if you think about it, so you get the materialists and they say, okay, it's just you're purely a physical creation, whatever, blah 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 blah. You're made of just physical components. But the weird thing is, and it goes back to like being nice and being kind to people. It's literally good for your physical constitution. If you get angry, your physical materials break, like your DNA over time starts to degrade. So if you're purely a physical thing, you do respond to like religious teachings on a material level. Because which leads you to believe the universe was truly designed with that in mind. Because it's like, how would that come into factor if it was a purely physical material thing of just like balls slinging around a thing? Like, how would they respond to such a thing like kindness? To the point where like literally your DNA will disintegrate over time. It'll just start unraveling and become damaged. Pretty nuts.
How do they know that your DNA will come?
Oh, if you're like in a state of stress and anger, it just like degrades you physically on like a genetic level. Like it fucks your like brain up. Even if your mom
like stress,
even if your mom is stress.
But DNA unraveling is.
I swear to God, I think it creates DNA damage. I think all kinds of things damage your DNA.
Okay.
Like the strength of your DNA, blah, blah, blah. And they can even, like, that's what like epigenetics is. Like it can damage your DNA to the point where like your kids have like a changed DNA from a thing you were doing.
So like past trauma.
Trauma, smoking, shit like that.
Yeah.
They're saying if you're like smoking a lot, you can hand epigenetic changes to your kids. Famine. Potato famine had epigenetic implications. That's why I have a gluten allergy. It's fucking bullshit. But yeah, that was my whole spaz out. It's like, damn, dude. So if we're purely material beings that just somehow stumbled upon the great religious teachings of the world, and then those religious teachings line up with how to kind of keep material, what you are, together, ideally, I'm like, that's fucking nuts.
National Institutes of Health.gov says chronic stress and stress hormones may cause significant DNA damage.
Dude, it like just melts you. And then what happens if you're a pregnant wife and you're being stressed, like chronically carrying a child, it like dictates the size of your kid's brain.
Yeah.
Like the kid his brain will only be so big. You know, statistically, I'm sure there's outliers.
I think to go back to the thing you said about how what was it about how did we physically stumble upon the teachings?
Mentally, yeah.
Yeah, maybe that's chicken and the egg type. Like you're putting the cart before the horse. Maybe people started telling these stories and realized it made people feel good, and then we're like, oh, I'll just keep telling these stories.
Could be.
It could be a natural just instinct to be like, oh, this feels good.
It could be. It also probably feels good to just fucking eat a person and like fuck them.
I don't think that feels good.
It's probably kind of nice.
Some guys
If you
like
and
it.
all your boys.
Some guys like it.
I'm telling you, if we were Vikings, I mean, we're out of this PC context. We're Vikings. We got that green light, dude, to just slap people, cut them up, and take all of their shit. That would also feel pretty fucking good. Yeah. From a nature, like the way nature's designed, that makes more sense. It's very bizarre to be within this context of like being eating things, surviving, and then being like, be chill. It's an alien message from the rest. It's completely alien to the rest of nature. And then you're on a material level, your body's like, yeah, nice. It's just weird. That's all. I'm like, damn. Yeah. It pumps me up. I think about that. I go, fuck yeah, dude.
Yeah, it's cool.
Fuck yeah, we got the message. It's so tight. I can't stop thinking about the good word. Dude.
It is. You're thinking about the gospel. You're thinking about the good news.
The good news.
We do have the good news.
It is cool. That DNA damage shit fucks me up though. Like the stress. Because I do it all the time. I just, for no reason, I sit there and I'm like, it's fucking bullshit.
What was the guy's name for the free will?
Sapolsky. Robert. He was, I think he was like an MIT guy. Mm-hmm. He taught biology at MIT. He's the fucking man. But his big kick is he wrote a book basically being like, there's no free will, get over it. And he's like, people don't like me.
So what if free will, because we experience time linearly, right?
Speak for yourself. No, yeah,
you might be documented.
Damn,
for sure.
Yeah,
right. So if you're like a god in the 5th or 6th dimension, you experience time different. So what if we did choose everything, but God just saw us choose everything all at once, and we're just living that out now? And now the only true free will we have is how we feel about the choices we already made.
I lost it. I lost the thread. I was like, damn, I chose the FAP so many times all at once. As soon as I was being a nucleus, I was like, 50,000 times.
Yeah.
50,000 times. Yeah, I don't know. That's
a good one.
That's a fair theory. But yeah, that just pumps me up. That's just my little happy. It's called a tonic thought. You have to have tonic thoughts. You have stressful thoughts and you need tonic thoughts to go like, I'm just a collection of particles that just fucking vibe with peace. And I go, nice. It's cool.
It is cool.
You need a tonic thought, dude.
I have tonic thoughts.
What's your tonic thought?
I go, this is nice.
Hell yeah, dude. Yeah. For real, dude. That's it.
It's nice.
It's that simple.
I know.
This is not. I've for real been learning this like lately.
Really?
Yeah, dude. I'm tortured.
This is the most simple shit.
I'm so tortured, dude.
Why are you so tortured?
I don't know. I wake up and I have to like every day. I'm like, I have to do something. If I don't do something, I'm like,
I think that's okay though. It's good to do stuff like that.
Yeah, but you have to chill. That was the thing. I couldn't chill. If I sat down to like enjoy a thing or like go somewhere, it's just like internally, I'm just fucking foot tapping. Just being like, yeah, but I need to do that. It's fucked up. So I'm just
a lot of people have that.
Yeah, I know.
A lot of people are like that.
But then it's what happens is it spins into like, then the years go by and you start going, oh, I haven't fucking done anything.
Yeah, the years go by.
And then you start going, what the fuck am I fucking? And then you start spazzing out. It's like, it's not good.
Yeah.
But if I just do like one thing every day that I like, that like I'm happy with, like, it goes away. But what happens is I'd have a toxic combination of like not doing anything and then being like, I need to do so much fucking shit.
I mean, I get it. If you're not doing anything, it feels bad to keep not doing shit and not succeeding and just sitting there. Sitting there and not succeeding blows.
Yeah.
That really sucks.
It does.
And it just spurs you to sit there longer.
True.
You go, fuck, everything sucks. I'm not doing anything I want to do. I'm just going to keep sitting here.
Yeah.
And then that feeds into, that happens.
Yeah. Or even you get into the states of just like, there's not even words. You're just bodies on this program where it's just like threat, bad. I used to go into rooms when especially like I'd go to like, not even just with stand-up, but stand-up was the most pronounced, where I'd go into a green room and I'd be like, this room's wrong. Just in my head, I'd go, this is wrong.
Yeah.
This room's wrong. I shouldn't be in this room. And it was like anywhere I went, anywhere I lived, I'd be like, this place is wrong.
That's a good thing.
True, it was wrong. The places were wrong.
Yeah,
You were absolutely right. I'd be
it's
in,
a good thing to like.
the apartments I were in were wrong.
They were wrong,
They were wrong, dude.
and
They were shameful.
if you felt like you weren't doing well or whatever,
No, it's actually, it makes more, no, you know what? That makes perfect sense. I was in apartments with just like
idiots.
large amounts of drugs.
Yeah.
Something's off.
Yeah, I'm bad. Everybody that knows me would be disappointed in what I'm doing.
You're right.
Yeah, of course.
It's so simple.
It's the most simple.
I was like, dude, it's probably just a past life experience.
no, it's your current life.
I had the quap, dude.
Yeah. There's no.
I've been trying to figure that out for years. I'm like, why did I always think things were wrong around
They
this?
were.
'Cause they were truly wrong.
Yeah.
I was on the verge of like deeply disappointing my entire
Everybody.
family every day.
Everyone you love would be like, fucking.
Well, there you go.
It's
There you have it.
it's right there.
It's so obvious.
I don't believe in other dimensions, dude. Fuck other dimensions.
True.
I'm done with the other dimension talk.
Look, I
You
don't.
brought it in too. No more.
What's
fucking
other dimension? When did I talk about other dimensions?
You didn't. He brought up.
I didn't talk about other dimensions.
You didn't bring up dimensions.
I'm
this
just talking
time.
about this plane.
Let's talk about this. We got enough going on in this fucking.
We
dimension.
do. We
We
truly
got to figure out
do.
this plane.
We truly do.
Then we can worry about gods in the fifth dimension.
I don't like multiverse talk either.
I don't like multi. I don't like.
I don't like that shit, bro. Multiverse. It's like that's still just the universe. You can slice it up into 5 parts.
Yeah.
It's the universe.
And why would I waste my time figuring out if time's linear or not? It's like it's linear for me.
yeah,
Even if I found out it wasn't linear for some other fucking entity,
time's a byproduct.
doesn't
of us,
make a difference.
It's us spinning around. Because if you go into deep space, you're not having Earth days. You're just. I mean, maybe we would because we're from Earth.
Well, yeah,
but
if you're talking about literally hours, but
yeah.
you're
Stuff happening.
It's
planets
still a
exploding.
time. I'm not talking about like
Shit, I didn't think about that. Stars exploding and shit. Fuck.
stars explode.
Yeah,
Allegedly,
you're
I
gonna
don't know if
deny
I believe those fuckers.
star explosions?
No, I believe the stars supernovaing.
Who's your go-to space guy?
No one.
I like Machu Picchu. Who's that one guy? Machu Picchu.
That's a place.
Michio Kaku.
Michio Kaku. He's my go-to. He's the least flashy space guy.
Oh, the Japanese dude.
Yeah, he might be
the long-haired
grass.
Japanese dude.
Yes,
Doesn't he have
that's my
long hair?
go-to space
Yeah, he's
guy.
a good dude.
I'll let him break it down for me.
I'm with the Greek alien guy,
Oh, Sukalokos?
Sukalokos. He's the best.
True.
He finds one cave drawing that looks like a ship, and he's like, "That's a ship, dude. You can't tell me
He
otherwise."
got paid off that too.
Fuck yeah, that was
Being like-
riveting stuff.
You see that fucking Mayan dude? Ancient aliens are fucking.
What's going on with those pyramids in Antarctica, dude?
I didn't see those. Snow pyramids?
Allegedly, there's something down there they don't want us to know about,
Where?
or it's
They're
freezing and no
huge.
one can go there. It's one of the two, or it gets down to minus 150, and it's hard to build things down there. It's one of those two things.
Yeah, but
Maybe there's a secret civilization there.
again, that is a power move, dude. It's like you just lost all your money gambling. You go to your son and you say, "Never mind what happened to me. Do you know what the fuck's going on in the North
There's
Pole?"
a face in the snow in
They're
Antarctica.
fucking not telling us about it. I'm sick of it.
Yeah, they're not telling us what's going on up there.
Don't go to
or
college.
down
Here's the thing: you're not going to college. Learn all that fucking bullshit.
there. Yeah,
Don't worry about what happens to your college.
don't
fund.
even worry about it.
I got to pick an enemy. I don't have an enemy for my household. I don't have like a outright out and out enemy. I got to pick one. I got them, man. Or else we'll turn on each other.
What's that?
I got to pick an enemy, like a common enemy for my entire household, or else we'll turn on each other.
Pick a neighbor. Start a fight. Do something petty to a neighbor.
Yeah, that's nice.
Get like a tree and have it grow into there.
Oh, that's good. It's a safe one.
Yeah.
Or I'll just accuse them of like looking into our bedroom window one day. Like,
Yeah,
"Yo,
just
what
knock on the door."
Could you guys not? I see you guys at night, like looking into my window. They're like, "What the hell are you
You're
talking-"
watching me bathe.
Stop watching me bathe. Stop watching
Every
me
time I
shower.
take a bath, your fucking pervert kid climbs over and stares at me. Find the one with like a 12-year-old son. Accuse him of being a peeping Tom. Now you've got a war.
True.
Yeah.
It's actually not a bad idea.
Or go trick or treating tomorrow. Just fuck the whole neighborhood up.
Let's go. What?
Be like trick or treat. And if they go,
What the fuck
they
do
go,
you mean
"Ha,
you
ha,
don't have
ha."
any candy?
yeah, go
Or
nuts
the
on 'em.
power move would be doing it like the day before, the day after. Make we trick or treat the day of. We trick
Yeah.
or treat the day after.
I think the power move is trick or treating in November. And just going, this is, yeah,
Thanksgiving trick or meat would be nice.
give us some meat.
Trick or
People
meat.
will do it.
Trick or meat would be nice. dude.
Almost every single family you run into would be like,
Trick or meat. Trick or meat. And you just
yeah, we have some ham in a Ziploc bag.
dude, that would be nice.
You could gather leftovers.
That would be trick or meet, yo, dude. That would
Or
be
go Christmas
nuts.
caroling and sing like hardcore rap. Scream the N-word during your Christmas carols.
X gonna give it to you.
Yeah.
Felicia, Satisha.
Yeah.
That would be nice.
Now we're talking. Now we're finding enemies.
True.
You provoked it, but now you know what I mean?
Yeah, you're right.
This is like a October 7th type thing. You did provoke it, but then maybe they have been dicks in the past.
True. I mean,
Now-
anyone who's
now
not
you've
down
got
with
some
trick or
attention
meet,
on it.
anyone who's not down with trick or meet,
Trick or
that'd be
meat's
bullshit.
fucking nice.
Dress up like pilgrims and just fucking take over people's houses.
Yeah. As soon as they give you food, shoot them with a musket. Go, thank you.
That'd be tough.
Yeah. All right.
Dude, we've potted into the night.
We've potted.
It's fucking dark.
You were going wild on that.
Sorry, bro. I've been thinking.
No,
I had
no.
to get that stuff off my chest.
I
It's been
appreciate
eating,
it.
It's been eating at me. Although
appreciate it.
that's been a revelation for me. The fucking dude. I'm telling you, to eat me alive, I'd be in places. I'm like, this place is wrong. This place is fucked
Yeah,
up.
it's not the place. I mean, it is the place.
You know, it was an internal process.
It's you, yeah.
It was an internal process that needed
It's
to be
you fucking up
transcended and included.
and then going, it's actually this room.
Dude, for real, dude. It's like the walls aren't really straight in here.
Yeah. It's every ghost hunter. They go, something's wrong here. It's like, yeah, you're a 48-year-old ghost hunter. You're the problem. Oh, man.
Your girlfriend believes you.
Yeah, you tricked a dog. She's
that's-
also like, I feel it too.
Yeah, true.
It's like, yeah, you're
her
with
fault.
another
She
guy.
has no free will. Maybe girls have no free will, and guys have like a little bit, dude.
I can concede that.
Sapolsky, I was like, no, and I started watching it, and I was like, you bring up decent points.
I've been
maybe
on
less
that.
than you. Maybe it's less than people think.
I've been on that no free will kick for a while.
Yeah, I know. That's why I was pumped. I said it.
Everything we do is instinct. Everything we say, the reason we said it was an instinct.
And there's like he's arguing there's predetermined, almost biological factors that do have to do
Yeah.
with stress and all this stuff. That where it's like, yeah, you wouldn't have done this. And then he's like, yeah, there's going to be outliers, but by and large, he's like, if your setup was X, you'll most likely X. Although, dude, how the fuck did I bust out of the Matrix then, dude?
You did?
How the fuck did I bust? Yeah, I totally busted out of the Matrix.
How'd you bust out of the Matrix?
We're out of the fucking Matrix.
What do you mean?
I don't know. It's fucking like Matrix, dude.
What do you wait? Tell me. How'd you bust out?
You have the 9 to 5 job is the Matrix.
Oh,
9 to 5 job is the Matrix.
if that's the Matrix, yes.
Although this could just be a deeper, more hellish pool that we're laying in, or a hellish more tank.
No, it's not. It's way better, but
I
it's also part of the. It's part of the. Yeah,
True. I know. I think
part of the
we're
Matrix.
fucking. I think we're the fucking
yeah.
in the wet subway tunnels.
We're helping people get through the Matrix.
True.
Someone's in the Matrix right now.
True. Although it's, dude, I'm telling
Also,
you,
the
man,
Matrix kind of fucking rules, dude. I liked having a job.
dude, I'm telling you, the older I get, I'm going, bro.
Yeah.
It is not that scary of a thought to be like, all right, bro, monster.com. I'll go sit in an office and talk to people for 8 hours and fuck around and like
Yeah.
check deliveries, man.
Yeah.
Like for real, it's not that bad. When people are like, there's so much more I could be doing. It's like, not really, dude. Like,
Yeah.
you can work on that shit in your free time
You'd
at
be
nighttime.
surprised.
But like,
you get pretty
bro,
numb to cool things.
I'm telling you, man, I get more and more. I get more and more. I'm telling you, I get
Yeah.
more and more just kind of like, yeah, man, it's fucking. And then there's no fucking. You can just be like, yeah, this is what it is. Especially when you're married, you can just be like, okay, yeah, bro, we need fucking $4,500 a month. You want it or I'll get it.
Yeah.
But you got to get this motherfucking money. So
And then you get to come home from work and enjoy a dinner and a TV, a nice show with your lady.
you earned it, bro.
And you go,
You earned it, bro. To
fucking busting my ass at that fucking
My dad hits the
dealership.
TV so hard, dude.
Yeah.
So I like it when I stayed there when we visited. We were there and it
It
was
makes
like,
the TV so sweet.
dude, it was 11:30 p.m. He was up watching like some show about fucking like it wasn't Yellowstone.
Doesn't he watch wild shit?
Yeah,
Doesn't your dad watch wild
dude,
shit?
it's gunfire, and he's like his hearing's all fucked up. So it's just the loudest gunfire
Yeah.
into the night of him just like. You're like, what the fuck, dude? I'm trying to put my kids to sleep in your house.
There's horses being slaughtered.
Yeah, go. Yeah, just dude, horses falling over.
You do get to, yeah, that
He
was,
keeps my mom up till 11th. She tries to fall asleep and it's just horses rearing, guns falling. Then he lays down and goes the whole night.
yeah. He
Such
earned
a beast. He earned it, dude.
Earned it.
He earned it. He fucking eats ice cream. He has diabetes type 2. So he doesn't want to hear it. Crushes ice cream. Watches people shoot each other for 4 hours and just goes.
Yeah.
And it's like, dude, I'm so proud. I hear that fucking just like
Snore is terrifying.
dude.
That snore is wild.
It's a
Phil
fucking,
hits it. It echoes through the house. You
It's
can hear
total
it in the
victory.
basement, dude.
It's
You can
total
hear it.
victory.
It's crazy.
It's total victory, dude.
My mom just late. She somehow you get used to it, I guess.
Yeah, you just take it. When they wake up, they live for the wake up going, Kev.
Yeah, that shove.
Ah.
I told you the one time my lady was she would spaz when she was sleeping. I came in the bed and I was like, shut up. And I shoved her. She went, ow. I was like, oh fuck.
Oh, no.
I just jacked her up. My bad. All right. We gotta stop
let's
podding,
call it,
dude.
let's
We're stuck in the matrix of
We are
podding
stuck
right
in the
now.
matrix
We need to
pod,
break out.
dude. We're in subtle reality. We got to come back down to the gross sheath.
Glenn Lowry, dude, it's honestly, I talk about you a lot on my podcast. I watch your stuff. I kind of parrot your talking points. I listen to you talk and I'm like, you know what I'm thinking about this whole thing. So it's an honor to have you. I think honestly, you're one of the best thinkers currently.
Wow,
no lie.
man.
No lie. No lie.
I appreciate it. Thank you. Good to be here.
Thank you so much, man. So I have a million questions. You know, you just wrote the book, Late Confessions. It's your memoir.
Late admissions.
Late admissions. Oh, dude, I'm sorry. Edit it. Late admissions.
And then the subtitle is Confessions of
Confessions
a
of a Black Conservative. Excuse me. I read the book, dude. I knew it was going to be good. Because I've been watching you for a while. So I read the book and it was, you know, like books just kind of like grab you and you can't put them down. It was, I'm not buttering you up. I swear to God. I read it and it was pretty great.
That's great to hear.
Because I remember you were kind of like hesitant. You're like, you know, like, well, should I write an autobiography? I don't know if you're just kind of like messing around with your co-host, John McWhorter. But did you really have like a kind of hang up, like, do I really deserve to write an autobiography? Or did you know, like, I'm letting this rip?
I don't know if I put it that way, but it was a long time coming. I've been thinking about it a long time before I actually got it done.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah. But once I got going with it, once I got into the thing, it kind of took over.
So what was that like? Like, did you have an outline for like this part of my life, or did like the memories just spontaneously arise as you started kind of from the beginning?
I went through different, phases. First, it was going to be Changing My Mind. That was my title, had a working title. And I thought it was about being on the left, being on the right, you know, a black guy, conservative, Reagan affiliations and things like that. But then kind of going left and, you know, my back and forth, the pendulum swing of my politics, changing my mind. It was going to be about, you know, the friends you lose and, you know, the things that you have to do and, you know, things like that. But that was the cover story. That wasn't the real story.
Yeah,
You know?
I remember that theme from there.
Then it was going to be the enemy within. You know, I went through a phase when it was all about, you know, fighting my drug addiction and, you know, dealing with my sexual addiction and things like that. And confession and, you know, getting religion and losing, you know, it's going to be about the devil, about the guy sitting on your shoulder on one side, on the other side. The enemy within. And then I realized that the real issue for me was figuring out how to tell myself the truth about my life. That was being honest. It was coming to terms with it, you know. And I finally was able to get something going. Yeah, I had an outline. I had a dozen outlines.
Yeah. You just didn't know how deep you're going to go into.
You know, I knew I wanted to do the Chicago thing. I knew I wanted to do the MIT thing. I knew I wanted to do the Harvard thing. I knew I wanted to do the drug thing. I knew I wanted to do the church thing.
Yeah.
So I had these, you know, but it didn't have the life that it needed. It didn't have the I want to say something like thematic integrity. It didn't have the vision. It wasn't quite right.
What do you think the theme was? So, because I have an idea of what the theme was for me. What do you think the theme was, at least from my experience of it? What do you think the theme was for you when you were writing it, or like that you took away from it afterwards?
Well, I hint at that in the preface when I say it's the problem of self-regard. And I say I'm playing a game with the reader. The reader has to figure out whether or not what I'm saying about myself is true. And I call myself being clever. You know, I say, I'm going to tell you the worst things about myself. And in doing so, I'm going to gain your trust.
Yeah, I remember I was kind of tickled when I read that. I'm like, God damn, he's so smart, dude. It's such a good way to start the book. But that was true, though. It was, you really did disclose, a lot. And it wasn't like, I read it and I was like, first of all, and I got to say, and this is, I just didn't know how much of the book was going to be about you getting pussy. That was crazy. You got a lot
About
of pussy.
what?
You got a lot of pussy. A lot of the book was about getting pussy and growing weed. I had to turn it over and check. I was like, is this my life story? And I was like, no. I was like, this is you, Glenn.
Well, I wasn't bragging. I wasn't trying
bragging.
to prove anything.
No,
I
dude.
was just telling you what
Well, you don't
happened.
need to, bro. You don't need to, man. That was the smoking jacket, dude. I would try to explain that to people. And like, what are you talking about? I'm like, dude, it's the funniest thing. Was your Uncle Adler smoking
You
jacket?
should have known my Uncle Adler, man. Yeah, that was my Uncle Adler smoking jacket, and he gave it to me. I mean, he came to my bachelor pad on the near north side of Chicago, Lincoln Park. And, it was all set up for seduction.
Yeah.
And, I've got the music playing and I got the incense burning and the weed and whatnot. And, the fireplace and the exposed brick, the track lighting, the 4-poster bed. I'm ready.
Bro.
And he says, oh, man, this is too much. You will make better use of this than me. Because he was this Duke Ellington-esque.
Mm-hmm.
He was born in the early 20s, so, he would have been like 30 years old in 1952, 53. He was
in his prime. He was in his prime, and he transferred you the smoking jacket.
Well, by the time this happened, which was the late 70s, he was past his prime, and he was in decline. He drank himself to death.
Yeah, I remember. Yeah,
he had a lot of different issues, but he was a ladies' man par excellence, and
Wait, so how old was he when he
admired
gave you
him
the
for
jacket? How old was he when he gave you the jacket?
Okay, he would have been 55.
Oh, okay. I thought you were
60.
saying he was 30. I got you. So he was like really happy.
No, he was still making good use of it when he was 30.
So what was the protocol for the jacket? Would it be on like in the house? Would you toss it on afterwards? Like how exactly did it work?
The coolest thing was coming out of the shower, drying off, and just putting the jacket on.
God. And then I don't know if you fully, maybe you recognize this, but just like the poetic nature of how it met its demise, just a scorned young lover cutting it to pieces. Like there was no other way that jacket was going to lose form other than that by the hands of a scorned young lady.
It was like some kind of Greek tragedy.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I read that. I was like, this is beautiful.
Like I say, it was like entrails strewn on the floor. Like, the soothsayer is supposed to come in and tell you what your future is going to be when you see this shit.
But that's what I really liked because, like, you really can, like you were saying, like, oh, I'll just hit a couple key themes from the south side of Chicago, blah, blah, blah. But you were like really went in the autobiography, and it was like, you were really laid like, just stuff out there that I think a lot of people would kind of be like, nah, I'm going to polish my image, where you're like, well, I want to be authentic, but then I don't want to totally, lose because everyone has stuff they've done that they're obviously not proud of.
To the point where people might be saying, you're telling me too much. They might be saying, why are you telling me all of this? They might be trying to say, oh, it was that bad. You think you can get a pass by telling me how bad it was?
Yeah, but that's kind of, I think that's kind of, I don't know. I totally agree with what you're saying, but I'm like, if you've lived a full life, like you've made mistakes yourself, and to be able to like make them, learn from them, grow from them. I don't know. I just like when people are like, you think you're going to pass now? It's like, dude, I'm sure you've done stuff too. Like, yeah, my answer would be like, yeah, dude, I wrote it down, and it's like, well, a pass for what? It's just like, this is my life. This is what happened. And it's like,
well, that's where I came out. I came out saying, it is what it is, and I have to tell it fully. And as I say in the book, in a way that I'm exposing myself to myself too. I'm going back over these things and I'm asking myself, man, how could you have done that? What was it going on in your mind? Like when I smoked crack in my Harvard office.
Yeah, that was pretty good. That was a good one,
I
too.
take my whole career in my hands. Anybody could have come in with a security key, man.
Yeah, that, and also
that was crazy.
That was a wild move. And also, I will say, bringing the side babe to a work thing. Bro, I read that and I was like, no, Glenn, don't do this. No, dude, that was crazy.
In Israel.
I took
her to a conference at the Hebrew University of Jerusalem, Mount Scopus campus.
And were people really like, did people actually like take you aside and like, dude, what the hell? Or were they just kind of
They
like,
didn't, but they raised their eyebrows. But I was oblivious to the whole thing, man. I was getting ready to go into the Reagan administration as an undersecretary to Bill Bennett in the education department, which was all about family values and everything like that. And it was just crazy.
Yeah, but the thing that this is the one question that like, because when I read your autobiography and it sent me, I started reading them now like compulsively. I'm reading a bunch of them because then I started like, when I read yours, the big question was like to that point of like when you were like, you know, orbiting the apex of basically worldly power. And then the whole thing, the thinking that I would get from your autobiography would be like, yeah, I shouldn't be doing this. I shouldn't be having extramarital affairs, but I kind of deserve a reward. I'm working hard. I'm getting all this stuff. And that was the thinking at the time. And it's honestly like you said, you weren't obviously the only one in Washington, D.C. that had, you know, a little sweet thing on the side. So the question would be like, looking back on all that, what do you think a person in like super high stature like deserves, quote unquote, or like, what do you think looking back on that now? Does that question make sense?
Well, yeah. In the book, I talk about master the universe. Like
yes, that's the phrase.
You know, and I got that from Tom Wolfe, the writer. You know, his book Bonfire of the Vanities. You know, his character Sherman McCoy, who was a bond trader. He was like 35-year-old, had a big apartment in Park Avenue or something like that. He was living the life in New York City. He had social X-ray wife and all the museum, benefit things and whatnot. And he's making $1 million a year, and he's a master of the universe. He has a side piece. He gets into trouble. It's a fiasco. You have to read the book. It's very funny.
Yeah, yeah.
But I identified with that guy.
Yeah.
I thought, I'm a professor at Harvard. I'm the smartest guy in the room. I wasn't making his kind of money, but I wasn't doing badly. I had real connections. I was on the upscale. I was on the magazine, thing. And
you're getting tapped by literally the Reagan administration.
Yeah. I was going to the White House, and I was, the world was mine. I could do whatever I wanted to do. And the side piece was a part of that. And, did not think there would ever be any reckoning, and felt like I had it coming.
The reckoning, you're saying?
I said, didn't think there would ever be any reckoning. I mean, didn't imagine chickens would come home to roost. Didn't see anything, like Sherman McCoy in the book.
Yeah, yeah.
When he ends up in a New York City courtroom and his whole life falls apart and the girlfriend is gone and the bond trading firm doesn't want his services anymore and the newspapers are on his heels and the lawyers are picking him over. I ended up pretty much in the same kind of a position.
Yeah, well, that's kind of my question, because I started reading these autobiographies trying to figure out, like, because there's like, if you look at like value systems, you have like sacrifice self. This is all from like Spiral Dynamics, which I'm not like a master of. I've just read books about it. And there's like express self, which is like, I'm going to get what I want, not even like damn everybody else, but like, I'm going to, try to get as much as I want is, that's my driving emphasis on life. And then there's like, I should sacrifice my well-being for the good of others. And they're just two prevalent worldviews that like, you can either subscribe to one. And the question I have is like, to what degree do you sacrifice your own joy and happiness versus do you, pursue your own joys? And like, basically how do those worldviews play out if you read someone's entire life? So I don't have the answer to that. I don't know if maybe you could shed some light.
Do I?
Yeah, it's kind of a tough one to figure out. What would you say looking back on it? Like, because my main question was like, yeah, if you were to have side pieces and get away with it, you'd probably look back on your life pretty fondly and be like, fuck yeah, dude, that was awesome. But it's when it comes and it just kind of like hits your life like a meteorite. I think that's when that's what I'm just trying to figure out, basically.
Well,
sorry, that's like kind of a heavy
question. What I told
question.
myself was I was living fully.
Yeah.
I've only got one life. I'm going to live it I'm going to have experience. I mean, I went through a religious phase, and I abandoned all of my wild pursuits. My wife, who had been with me through thick and thin and had stuck with me, we started having a family. We had 2 sons. We're in their 30s now, but we're babies at the time. And I found Jesus. I was a deacon in the church. I was, AA. I was going to my meetings. 2 years, 5 years. I was a straight arrow for a while.
Yeah. So my question is, and in the book, it is funny because you talk about kind of the breaking point is like people touching you and you had to do like basically the tongues, and you had at one point you just gave in and you're like, bah!
It's complicated.
What was that like? I mean, was it not?
Well, there was that. There was the secretary of mine who tragically died early in the funeral, and everybody danced around talking about she's with Jesus. And I just wanted to pause for a minute and contemplate the fact that this beautiful young woman was gone from this freak disease and right in the prime of everything good was happening for her. And, Jesus, I didn't want to hear it. I didn't want to hear about it was okay.
Yeah.
And they were like dancing around this church, and that really pissed me off.
Yeah.
But the thing that you referred to is earlier, it's when I was first coming along in the church and being inducted into the spiritual community and the culture of belief. And it was about baptism in the Holy Spirit. And they were putting hands on me and praying while we were setting up chairs in the gymnasium where the church was having its services before the service, and inviting me into this, state of a giftedness with respect to spiritual gifts, speaking in tongues, healing, this kind of, So this was a conservative, theologically conservative, Pentecostal-oriented kind of congregation, even though it's Black, Methodist, African Methodist, Episcopal, but they had this flavor to it. And, I didn't believe, and I ended up speaking in tongues.
You did.
I ended up, because that's how you show that the baptism of the Holy Spirit has come upon you, that you have a manifestation of it. But it was fake. I was just doing it to have them stop praying, because those people, those Christians were going to keep on praying.
They wouldn't stop.
It was this surreal scene, and they're going on and on and on, and they're getting expressive, and they want to completion of this thing. They want to, and I performed, and afterwards I kind of, there was a kind of cynicism to it, a kind of, what game are we playing? So eventually I moved away from the church, but as I tell in the book, it's a complicated story.
Where do you stand now personally with like spiritual beliefs, and like, where do you,
So if I had to put a name on it, I'd say agnostic. I am not an anti-religious person. I'm not a person who, they believe in God. That's some crazy shit.
Yeah.
I'm not that guy. I respect people's trying to come to terms with the biggest questions of existence. What's the meaning of life? Who am I? Where'd we come from? What's the answer to the ultimate questions? People are seeking, and this is a human tendency that you see in every culture going back throughout recorded time. People seek meaning in life. But I think it's the hardest problem there is. What's the meaning of life? I don't believe in magic. I'm not going to just sign on to something that doesn't make sense to me. I don't believe in virgin births. I don't believe that a person who died is alive 1,000, 2,000, 3,000 years after they died. I don't believe that. That's just asking me too much. But the answer to, it relates to what we were talking about earlier about getting pussy and about side pieces and about, what's the most noble way of living? What's the most rewarding way of living? Is feeding my sensual desires really? Is there anything higher than that? What about my loyalty to others? What's the anyway, I'm rambling. I'm just saying I think people trying to answer that question and in part through religious practice is a legitimate thing. I'm just not.
So that's kind of that's exactly kind of my question is like, what do you, and again, it is kind of a tough one to answer, but it's like, what have you walked away from being like, is there anything higher than feeding your sensuous appetites? And like over the course of like, decades, does the sensuous appetite being fulfilled be like worth it? Or is it like, is there something you think higher than that just in like, whatever else there could be, even if it isn't like an organized religion, but like, where do you stand on that now? Does that question make sense?
Repeat the question.
So do you think it is enough to just kind of satisfy like sensuous kind of like appetites of the body? Or do you think there is something higher principles and over the course of time, just as I could see serving higher principles and then getting to the end of it and being like, well, what the fuck, man? I could have been having fun. That was a waste of time. Or do you think that pays off?
I don't know. I just know there are other people. I know that when you make a decision to hurt somebody, that's consequential. I don't think my sensual gratification is the highest thing. I mean, what about my intellectual edification? You know,
True. What is that just to get pussy? No, I hear
and
you
man,
saying.
you know, I'm in my 70s now.
Yeah.
You know, mortality. That's the thing that you confront. I realize, you know, I've only got however much I've got, but it's not that much, you know.
Yeah.
And then you're gone, and then what? I mean, and then what? You know, I don't believe in afterlife either. I think when the brain cells stop firing, whatever consciousness that is embodied in me is gone forever. So, what's the point? And you know, I could say some poetic stuff here, baby smile, you know, things like that, the sunrise, and you know, and it's not bad watching the sunrise over the ocean from the beach, and you know, whatever. And the pussy's not bad either.
True.
You know, a good glass of wine or whiskey,
Right.
good smoke.
Yeah.
But there's got to be more. There's got to be more than that. And what about my legacy? What about the memory? I mean, I know that whatever I do now etches in stone, whatever it is that people can look back upon. That was, you know, Glenn Lowry.
Yeah. Well, and then, so speaking of that, that was the big, I think this has kind of been in the book, a big theme of your life where it's like you're in a place, you can kind of identify things that seem almost performative and like not, I guess, like true to experience or whatever. And I feel like you could have, in the book, you say people because of your race would just be like, hey, just kind of take a position. Not, you know, you had your own merits, but you detected there'd be a lot of like, look, you know, kind of quota filling and like just relax, take a paycheck and like just be here for representation. And you kind of really bucking against that, being like, no, fuck that. I'm going to be here on my merits and like, I'm going to go to a different school. Like, where were you at one point where you're like, I'm out of here? Or there, I think, that wasn't the Kennedy Center, was it? Is that, am I mischaracterizing?
No, you're not. You're not mischaracterizing it. This is about affirmative action and about race and how you come to terms with what people think about and the expectations they might have and whatnot. And you know, I've gone through different phases on it, but I was at Harvard. In 1982. I came as a professor, the first Black to be tenured in the economics department. I was appointed in Afro-American studies. I was trained at MIT. That's where I did my PhD. I was a techie guy. I was a math, whiz and a theoretical economist, and you know, very academic, very ivory tower. And it was a fork in the road for me about whether to be a pundit, you know, a public intellectual, a guy that you see on TV and writing in magazines and whatnot, or whether to be a scientist. And I didn't know if I was good enough to really break through to the first rank of the scientists. I was in that pack, but I didn't know if I was at the top of the heap in that pack because, you know, those guys are pretty good.
Yeah.
I had my doubts, and I got brought into Harvard so early in my career, and I had this portfolio of responsibilities where I was going to be the Black guy. I was going to be the Black economist. I was going to do the Afro thing, as well as doing the scientific thing on the economics. And that was just, I was overwhelmed by it and the doubt of whether I was good enough, which especially rankled me because I didn't want anybody to think that I was, and also ran that I was being patronized. I didn't want to be that guy, that Black guy that, oh, well, we know he's not really, but, you know, we got to, I don't want to be that guy.
Yeah.
And I say in the book, I choked. I thought about that game of pool I lost to my mother's lover in that pool hall way back when I was a kid.
Dude, I read that. Andrew's a big pool guy. He can play really well. But I read that. I was
I had a clean shot on the 8-ball in the side pocket, and I would have run the table on this dude, and he's got his hand on my mom's butt.
Yeah, oh, bro.
And I don't know who he is. And, you know, man, and I missed that shot.
Oh.
I choked, man.
Yeah.
And I felt a little bit like that some days when I was sitting in my office at Harvard and I was trying to find an idea that I thought was going to be a good enough idea. And I'm looking over my shoulder and everybody's looking and is he going to be good enough and whatnot? And I had an out.
Yeah.
And the out was going over to the Kennedy School, taking up the job of a public intellectual and start writing op-ed pieces and, book reviews and magazines and commentary because I was a unusual black guy. I was conservative in some of my orientations. I had a lot of respect for what the Reagan Revolution was about as far as an economist is concerned. Forgive me. It was a long time ago. I was young and foolish, but there was a road for me to be a pundit and a commentator, a Cornel West, kind of type.
Yeah.
He's respect. I respect Cornel.
He's fantastic.
I respect Cornel.
So,
but the scientific with the green eye shade and just doing the the epsilons and all that, and I made the choice to go the way that I ended up going.
I'm curious though because I obviously had only seen your show before that, so I didn't know. I knew you were economist and all that stuff. I don't know anything. I'm terrible at math, so I was just like whatever, like supply and demand, and I didn't know it was such a technical science. But do you have regrets about, because you seem, my point is you seem so well suited for like commentary, like you're so good at like just talking in general that like the fact that you were like, I don't know if I want to do this, do you feel like that was like almost a well-placed nudge by the universe at the time? Or do you feel kind of like, damn, I wish I stuck? Which is just imagining you sitting in a building doing math is just like, my God. It's kind of nuts.
I think all things considered, it was, like you say, a nudge of the universe, well-placed in the right direction. Although I have regrets. I mean, I would have been a much less interesting dude if I had done the scientific thing.
Yeah, true.
Okay.
Maybe you could have been like Breaking Bad. You might have been like making math shit.
There would have been this character inside of the guy trying to get out.
That's what I'm saying. It would have been crazy to keep all of that in, just the hours of talking and all of the stuff you've done, and then to like keep that in and just sit behind a desk and just doing.
So there's a character I carried through the book. Jonathan Hughes is his name. He was one of my teachers when I was an undergraduate at Northwestern University. He's a historian, economic historian, economist, but a historian, played the saxophone, and always said, don't eat lunch at the economist table and the faculty club. Go to the big table where the historians and the literature people and the scientists and the whatnot, because it's too narrow. It's too narrow. Read widely. Read outside of your field. And I think that not getting too down in the weeds spirit stuck with me. I mean, so I might have been unhappy.
Yeah.
As a guy trying to, every year the Nobel list comes out, you're looking to see if your name is on it kind of guy.
Yeah.
I might have been, unhappy. I know I would have gotten a lot less pussy.
I feel you. Yeah, I mean, well, and it's funny too, because I think obviously it worked out. You got your recognition, and it's like, I do see the pressure that is kind of like, because for me, it's like, maybe this is like, I'm trying to think how to formulate this. But I especially with like, the black conservative thing, I feel like there's this like undue pressure where it's like, you're doing conservative values, but then you have, in the back of your head, it's like you have, family, all these other people where it's like could almost excommunicate you, being like, dude, you're playing for the wrong side, blah, blah, blah. Did you feel the pressure of like almost like conservatives wanting to be like, say those things? Cause like, cause it's a shame, cause it's like, if that's your real orientation, then you're like, how do you balance that? Or do you care?
That's a good question, Matt. No, I definitely care. I definitely felt it, and I think you put it very well. Yeah, on the conservative side, people said, yeah, get on out there, darky. I could say it, but they bite my head off. You go ahead. On the one hand, and then on the other hand, there's like my homeboys and my uncles and whatnot sitting back saying, man, what kind of Uncle Tom thing are you doing? What, tap dancing for the white man? You Reagan? Come on, you got to be kidding me, Reagan?
Yeah,
like that. And where do I stand? I don't want to be anybody's dancing bear. I'm there to say that even black people agree with us about affirmative action. I don't want to be that, guy. On the other hand, I had my doubts about affirmative action. I actually agreed with Reagan about a lot of the economic policy stuff. So I had to be true to myself. I mean, I can't live my uncle's life. I mean, but I had doubts. So that's definitely the case. So I bounced back and forth, I broke with the Reagan people. I tried to come home again and realized then you can't ever really go home again.
Yeah. Well, it's kind of like, oh, you gotta switch the thing. All right, so I'll take a little break. All right, sorry about that. We had to change the battery in the camera.
Okay.
So not to lose our place, the thing I was at was the just kind of the black conservative question, and it always has struck me that it's like there's this weird like double pressure on black people in terms of like politics and stuff, because it does get like, just the phrase black conservative is like you have to almost qualify it, where it's like you're kind of under it's like pressure to be like, are you performing for white people or whatever, and then like who do you be true? Are you true to yourself? Are you being and it's like seems like a lot of kind of pressure to kind of.
It is a lot.
Deal
I
with.
try to point at that in dealing in the book. I mean, authenticity, loyalty, and I resent other people thinking that they look at the color of my skin and they think I know what I'm supposed to say or what I'm supposed to do. I deeply resent that.
Yeah.
On the other hand, when I pick up the newspaper and I read about some of the shenanigans that are going on, I mean, I'm talking about in Baltimore, St. Louis, and Philadelphia, and Chicago, New Orleans, and I feel ashamed. Now, why should I feel ashamed about some knucklehead in some ghetto project somewhere that's ripping somebody off in a carjacking and shoot some other train? Why should I feel anything about that just because that person is black and I'm black?
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like it's my people, and I feel like I'd be damned if I apologize for that. On the other hand, how can I expect somebody to see that and not want to move their family away from it?
Yeah.
And is it enough to just call them a racist? And I feel like the people who represent my group, my racial group, who go on TV, and I could name names, but
sure,
I don't need to, are, it's a song and dance. I mean, they're not dealing with the real thing, and they're not being honest with it. And yet, if I were to say what I really think, then I'd be a traitor. So it's like a maze. It's like wandering in a maze. I mean, I don't know what to do, and I don't want to feel trapped. I want to be true to myself. So I'm dealing with it the best I can.
Yeah. Well, that was like, so I went to school like kind of later, like only a couple of years ago, I think in 2000, I went to school for social work, or no, 2020, excuse me, for social work. And that was like, I mean, it was crazy just being like, there was no, like even suggesting that somebody have something, you could even be like, obviously there was historical traumas endured, and like there's a real thing with that. Then be like, but despite, you still have to have some sort of like, like like responsibility. Like you are at some point still responsible for your life. Just saying like that, they'd be like, no, you can't. How dare you? And it's just kind of like, well, dude, it's not going to help anybody. Like take like a 40-year-old person and be like, yeah, look, none of this is your fault. So I feel like I feel like everything gets simplified where it's like you have, one group of people being like, it's their fault. They need to fucking get their act together. Talking about like black people from the inner city. And then you have people be like, look, it's not their fault at all. And it's like, there has to be it seems pretty easy to like stitch those two things together. Be like, yeah, obviously there's been some terrible stuff that's happened that's had an effect, but there's also needs to be some self-accountability. Like, where do you kind of stand on that question? Or do you just like?
I agree with that. I mean, there are a lot of unfairnesses in the world, and there are a lot of people who are in desperate straits and it could do with some help. And I would not want to be a 22-year-old mother with 3 children and making $20,000 a year trying to get by on earned income tax credit and stuff, and food stamps. I mean, I wouldn't want to be that woman, or I wouldn't want to be one of her children.
Yeah.
That's inequality in spades. But that's a separate point from the point that each and every one of us is responsible for how we live our lives and what we do with our time and the extent to which we are responsible to those who are dependent upon us. And, you can't let the one cancel out the other. I mean, so, I mean, let me be concrete. Homicide, violence, assault, rape. You just look at the numbers and look at the racial disparity in the numbers. I don't want to hear from a social worker about how it wasn't his fault. He had a choice to make. I mean, who are we if we as a society take such despicable behavior? And of course, I get emotional. Now I'm getting emotional about criminal behavior where they're victimizing people. Well, we should get emotional about it because it's despicable.
Yeah.
Little baby sitting on his grandmother's knee on the front porch and some THUG riding by, shooting a pistol at his rival out the window and he kills him. That's despicable. Black Lives Matter. Exactly. That's despicable.
Yeah.
Like that. I think you should be able to do both things. We should have a decent society without apologizing for criminals.
Yeah.
And when they're black criminals, without apologizing for black criminals.
Yeah. And that was the thing. And then on your show I was watching, you said something to the effect, and I thought it was like also true and good to be like, and people forget too that like people in the inner city, they're Americans, like they're your fellow country people. Like we should be also helping where we can help and not like using the crime to just be like, that's a totally lost cause and then blah, blah, blah. Because there is like when I was doing the social work, I worked with high schoolers and I would hear their stories, and it's just like if you, like I grew up in the suburbs, and it's like from a suburban perspective to be like, yeah, they just got to figure it out, man. They got to go to school. And it's like, I would hear the firsthand accounts of like what a 14-year-old girl was dealing with. And it's just like, Jesus Christ, man. It would just be like frying my computer where I'm like, this is, I wish people would take a more kind of nuanced approach and just kind of like you're saying, be able to be like, yeah, you can call out bad behavior and also not try to like use bad behavior to, if you want to take like not to like single out Fox News, but like growing up in the 90s, I'm sure you remember the news was just like on Fox News, it'd just be like, black guys are terrible. And like it almost like when I remember being a little kid watching TV, just like seeing the news and be like, Jesus Christ, that's all it was. Then it flipped to like terrorists. Then it was like, white people are the devil. So yeah, I wish people would take more of like a nuanced approach. And it really makes me think like, have you ever thought about just for the sake of the money, just cashing in and going like full Daily Wire?
And going where?
Full Daily Wire, and just being like, yeah, dude, you motherfuckers better knock it off right now. Here's my $2 million, please. Because that's crazy. You watch those right-wing commentators, and it's like, it's the same when that's like the super liberal. You know exactly how they're going to fall on the issue every time. And it's like, do you ever think about taking that money and just going totally unilateral one issue and be like, yeah, guys, just let me know? Because those guys, they get paid lots of money.
You're giving me ideas, man.
Just a couple years, just cash in for a couple of years and just like, you know what, guys, I take it back. Because isn't that crazy though that you have the internet? That's like nobody's.
I'll tell you what. So,
because you could do it. You could do it very well if you wanted to.
I have the podcast, The Glenn Show, and people watch it, and it's got a Substack thing, and it had a Patreon thing, and they're paying subscribers, and there's advertisers, and there's a little bit of money on the table. There could be a lot more money. You
know what I'm talking about, exactly. That you kind of. My whole point is you kind of pay the price for being honest.
Oh wait a minute, because I got most of these guys beat because I'm a Ivy League tenured professor with an MIT PhD. Wait a minute. You're not going to be able to write that brother off, okay?
No.
And he's out there talking about what the immigrant thugs are doing.
Cats. Have you talked about eating cats yet?
They will pay. They will pay to hear that.
Bro, they will pay you a couple $1 million a year. You can sign up tomorrow.
Yeah, the thought has crossed my mind, but
Yeah. That's my whole point. That's what I admire about you. Again, it's like you could easily fall in at your own, gain throughout years and decades. You could have just fallen into being like, all right, I kind of see what's going on here. Let me kind of grease my palms and kind of go with the flow. But your whole life seems to be you getting into situations and being like, this is fucking bullshit. And it's a shame because it's like, the markets obviously rewards currently just like demagogic kind of like unilateral thinking of like good guys, bad guys. We're the good guys. They're the bad guys. And that's all we're doing. Like with the debates, it's like we got to pick a non-biased thing where it's like now it's like I won't do a debate on that one and I won't do a debate on this one. I think it's like embarrassing.
Well, the shame of it is I still get accused of being a grifter just for speaking my mind as I did just a minute ago. They say that I'm doing it for the money when if I really wanted the money, they haven't got any idea.
Oh my God, you can make so much more, bro. You can make so much more. And hopefully you don't read. What do you make of the whole internet comment phenomenon? Do you read them or do you kind of like?
Yeah, I read them. I'm not going to say I read every single one of them in every one of the platforms.
Never piss you off?
But yeah, they piss me off. I mean,
Don't read them.
I have an editor and a producer at the podcast who help me put the thing out, and we meet and talk about all this stuff and the feedback and whatnot. Audience capture. You don't want to get audience capture and whatnot.
Yeah.
But I try not to take it personally.
Yeah, you can't. You just can't. I always tell people podcasting comments are like coal dust for coal miners, dude. It's just an unfortunate reality. You got to breathe some in, but don't whiff it in unnecessarily because it'll spin you out. You get one that's like great, another one like this sucks. This guy's the worst guy ever, and then you're stuck between those two things. You're like, I don't know which one's true.
Yeah.
But that is something I do admire, the fact that like your shows, you guys really do like. And there's not a lot of it. You don't see a lot of like high level commentary and thought on issues other than just kind of like, here's a CNN panel with like 4 people blinking in a camera and, they're cutting mics and doing stuff. Same on Fox where it's like, you can say stuff and they kind of like really try to like almost force a point on people rather than letting the point kind of like the cream rise to the top in terms of people talking. And it's like, I think you and John McWhorter do a good job of that. And you guys at least you kind of offset each other. I know you guys don't agree on everything. Have you guys ever gotten in like a real fight on the show where you had to like,
What's the question again?
You and John McWhorter. Have
Yeah.
you guys ever like really butted heads hard or like
Fighting over something?
Yeah.
I mean, not really. I mean, we have a thing going,
Yeah.
this kind of shtick,
Yeah.
like Lewis and Martin or something like that, playing off of each other and, my personality, his and whatnot. I go on these rants. He's so kind of snooty and, John, I'm sorry, man. I'm sorry.
He's great.
But he would say it himself. He would acknowledge it,
He does.
that he's kind of weird in that way. But he's smart and he's interesting and we have a conversation going. And yeah, I mean, Trump, so I'm a Trump apologist and he's got Trump derangement syndrome.
Yeah.
That's kind of like the type. Okay. And I'm like, how can you sit there in New York City and sneer down your noses at 75 million people? And, have you ever thought about why he's actually as successful as he is? And, your coastal elite people do not have a natural entitlement to run the world,
Yeah. Oh, so what do you make of that then? The whole Trump versus Kamala Harris situation and just specifically Kamala Harris's rise from literally like the ashes. It was like a senile guy, visibly a guy with, cognitive issues.
It's one of the most interesting things I've ever seen in my lifetime. I mean, what I think about it is there are events which expose the real structures of power for what they are. Mm. So I watched Nancy Pelosi on Bill Maher, and she's out with a book called The Art of Power.
Really?
Yeah, Nancy Pelosi has a book. It's called The Art of Power. And Bill Maher had her on his intro segment when he does the interview one-on-one. And I thought, this is real power. You asked me about Kamala Harris and,
Well, sorry to cut you off. What is the nature of her book, though, The Art of Power?
I haven't read the book.
How is it?
She's, I guess, giving an account of her rise as Speaker of the House and leader of the Democratic Party and, the inside game of, how we decide things like who's going to be president of the United States.
What? Why did she do that?
I added that last book.
I was like,
because I haven't read the book.
I was like,
I'm saying
I'm so
it's
gullible,
The Art
dude.
of Power.
Like,
Trump's signature book is The Art of the Deal, and Nancy Pelosi is The Art of Power. And the image, when I watched her being interviewed by Bill Maher, was her tearing up that copy of the State of the Union address that Trump gave that time.
Yes, I remember
complete contempt.
Yeah.
For this guy that got more votes than anybody else except Joe Biden, et cetera.
Yeah. But she does have a book named The Art of Power. That's true.
She doesn't what about?
She does have a book named The Art of Power.
That's true. That's true.
You were just pulling my leg on the. I thought she really did a tell all about like polling candidates and all this stuff.
What I was trying to say in response to your question about Kamala Harris was she was a failed vice president until yesterday, and now she's become the hope for the future. I resent having that foisted on me.
Yeah.
I'm just saying I'm not a fool. I'm not asleep out here. I see you people making your moves. I see you billionaire hedge fund people making your moves. Mm-hmm. I see you Democratic Party leadership making your moves on me and trying to tell me a story about what's going on. And first Black woman, first Asian woman.
Yeah.
Please Please give
Yeah.
me a break.
My sense, it is kind of grotesque to even, especially to use like, the legacy of racial struggles and all that stuff, and like have that as like almost a hologram hovering over a giant bureaucratic machine trying to launch like multiple
I like
wars.
that image.
You know what I mean? Doesn't that feel kind of like, I don't know, it gives me the creeps where I'm kind of like, don't, of all things, like, Jesus, man. You're supposed
Well,
to
the hologram image, I love this. This is what is put out by the real structures of power to mollify and put you people to sleep, to lull you into a complacency and an acceptance, to give a phony legitimacy. I mean, the future,
yeah.
hope,
Oh, yeah. More wars.
joy.
Yeah. The Joy made me laugh, dude. That was when you did the rendition of Oprah's performance of Joy. That actually made me chuckle.
Do they think we are idiots? What do they think? They lead us with a ring through our nose. They say bark and we bark.
How does it work? I mean, that's a question too. Is it even working? Is it all just a media fabrication, or like, because I live in a pretty liberal area in Austin, Texas, and I don't see a ton of the Harris signs. I see them. They're like starting to pop out a little more and more, but it's not like usually you would think they'd be everywhere. Like Obama, I remember when Obama was running, those signs were everywhere. The Harris, forgive me, I forget the Mr. Vice President's name, but that Waltz, I believe.
Waltz.
I don't see those as much. And I'm in like the thick of like kind of like a liberal area, and I'm kind of
They're starting to spring up on the east side of Providence in the Tony neighborhood that I live in, but not nearly as thick as the Obama signs.
That's what I'm
were.
saying. It's like, she's supposed to be like the great hope, and I'm kind of seeing that being like, wow, I don't know if they even believe it. Like,
It's a short campaign.
yeah, true. It was kind of, it's over, and the next month it's going to be over. Yeah, that is true. It's like, here's the thing too. Is it's easy to like point the finger, but I do think they are kind of like almost a manifestation of just like collective apathy. Like people are like Trump and Kamala. It's like, well, nobody else seems to really care, or like they're just trying to go and press a button. Like, yeah, these people will take care of it. Now we've had just like these weird kind of figures emerge, and it's like, how do we not have anybody better in this whole country to do the
That's
most
what my wife keeps asking me.
important job?
This is what we're left to choose among.
It almost proves it's like somehow being curated in like a very weird way, where it's like, like if you're just someone with like good intentions and a lot of good ideas, like clearly can't make it to the national spotlight. Maybe now with the internet, I don't know.
No, it is what it is.
True. That's true. That's true. I guess I'm naive to think that, we'd just be like, get up there, man. You can do it. But either way, you have, so again, Glenn show. I think people should all watch that. Is there anything else you have burning on your mind you'd like to talk about?
Comedy. So I did this event at the Comedy Cellar at Noam Dworman, and Shane was one of the people who came up there.
Spoke highly of you too, by the way. He's like, I met Glenn Lowry. I was like, what?
So my thesis was, I said to Noam, I think there are things, I'm a political commentator, but I think there are things that really only comedians can say. Like Dave Chappelle talking about the trans stuff or whatever.
Sure,
I mean,
yeah.
he almost got cashiered for that, but
Kind of. Then you just end up making more and more money because it just kind of drives more attention.
Do you agree? Do you agree that there are things that only a comedian can say? And do you feel as a comedian any responsibility to say them?
I think they're, unfortunately, yeah, for some, like if you're in an office, I can't, like I actually was in an office when I was doing social work. I had been a comedian before. I kind of started having doubts. Like, I had this job. I just want to like do something and actually work with people. Then I did land me in an office and people would be like, yo, man, like, you can't talk like that. So there is definitely like, yeah, obviously I think, or construction workers also can say whatever they want, but there's not a big difference. But I don't know. When I get like, I think that yes, comedians, not to get too highfalutin about, what I've been up to, but it's like a lot of comedians kind of cash in and just kind of put the blinders on. They're like, look, I don't want to get controversial. I want to kind of sell my tickets. But I think they have a function where they should be kind of like, ridiculing. Because I was reading something recently and they're saying, ridicule's usually the tool of the masses. And when people in power try to employ ridicule, it never has the same effect because it kind of comes off as like, kind of contrived and phony. So I think as a comedian, you should be like kind of lampooning anything you see as just kind of like disingenuous or just kind of like fake. Like you were saying, you can watch the Kamala thing and, I'm sure people can make fun of Trump too if they want. And it's like, whatever they have, ad nauseum, but it's like, you see something about it and you're like, this is kind of weird. But if you're in an office environment and you're like, I don't know about this. Now it's like you could upset your boss. It's just, you can't. I do think working in an office for too long gives you like low grade brain damage, which is not a popular opinion, but I think it does. Just from having to kind of like, just like you were saying, behind a science desk, just keep so much of you inside of yourself. I think it does something. I think you have like these mini hemorrhages in your brain. So, sorry. To answer your question, yeah, I think they do. I think you should try to be funny because there's people out there, they're working, they're at a job they hate all the time. So like, it's like you got to strike a balance between being like, I'm burning with a message for the world, because then people can be like, bro, come on, man. I'm trying to just laugh. I just want to laugh and have fun and drink a couple beers.
Right.
But I think there is, you should try to have some sort of substance to it, if they are kind of inclined. But you can also go out there and just do dick jokes. And if people laugh the whole time, it's like, I would never like sneer and be like, it's just like perfect. Mission accomplished. Make people laugh, spread joy,
Okay, so I have another question. You're a performer. I'm a performer.
Mm-hmm.
When I go and give a lecture in class, I'm a performer.
Yeah.
And I've been doing it for a long time. My first college teaching experience was in 1975. So when I retire next year, it'll be 50 years.
Damn.
College teaching. I am always, always nervous before I step in front of a class. Always, even to this very day. I have notes, but I'm not sure I'm going to have enough to say, or that I'm going to, be interesting and good and whatnot. I feel that to this day. I don't know how a stand-up person does that thing.
Yeah.
There are no notes.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm sure there's rehearsal. I'm sure there's drafting and sketching, and there's thought that goes into it. But it's in the moment. It's the performance. There's the audience, and there's no net. There's no safety net. There's no fallback. I mean, if you go flat, if you, as it were, lose your place, you're fucking done.
Yeah, they call it losing your spine. If you lose your spine on stage, you're done. Well, I will say, and this is what I tell people, it's like, yes, it's the same thing. I'm always kind of nervous. Even the first 5 minutes takes me, I'm like a little squirrely. I don't know if people can even notice, but I'm like kind of like, because I'm going to forget. I start like kind of have a thing where I'm like, what am I doing? But the thing that comedians get is when a whole room laughs, it puts you in like the deepest sense of like, it's like it's a hard feeling to describe, but it's a very nice feeling. And you're just kind of like little Pac-Man pellets. You're like trying to get the next laugh. And once you've gotten so many, you just kind of relax. And like, when I talk without laughter, I tried to give a reading at my brother's wedding a couple years ago. And I was like, my mom was like, you do it? I'm like, I'm a pro, man. I'm a professional speaker. I was going to pass out. I was at the podium, like, there was 40 people, and I was like, I'm going to free. I thought I was going to faint. So I'm not a public speaker by nature, but comedy, when I get laughs, it puts me at ease, and I'm like, all right, I can do that, but I can't do any other form of public speaking.
That's so interesting.
Like teaching a class, because you're not getting that. It's like a visceral feedback. So you're like, yes, I got them. When you're just like spreading an idea, I would go nuts being like, does this make any sense? And you have all these, just people, and the people are bored in class too. That would just kill me to see someone like kind of like, so.
Yeah, I got it. I hadn't thought about that laughter thing. That's a unique thing to the comedic experience.
Did you ever make your class laugh? I'm sure you made your class laugh.
Oh yeah, but I'm not there to make them laugh. I mean, I'll tell a joke along the way. It'll come to me, or it'll be an old one that I've used before. And
you got canned crowd work, yeah.
And then they're also, they can raise their hands and ask questions and make comments, and I can play off of that. And there is feedback. I don't think anything like what you get when you're in that comedy routine thing.
Yeah, it's kind of visceral. There's like a visceral element that kind of like, it's kind of nice.
So I'm good.
Okay, dude, I think you did a great job. Watch a Glenn show. I would tell everyone, again, I don't have any, I don't have the power of Oprah, but people do listen to me about books. I have like a grain of sand of Oprah's book club power. So I give it total double thumbs up. And I think, you'd be a fool not to read it.
Well, I hope the book does well. It's so far so good. I mean, I'm not breaking any records, but the reviews have been on the whole very, very
fantastic.
Positive, and it's been widely noticed, and I get a lot of positive feedback from people like you. So I'm hopeful.
Nice, man. Well, hopefully I can get it out to a couple more people, because it was really, I read the other memoir you mentioned, the Born Again of Chuck Colson. I read that whole book from there, and I'm on a memoir frenzy right now where I'm reading as many of them as I can to try to get, the big answers, to see if I can maybe figure out this age-old question that I brought up before of like sensual pleasure over like some sort of higher order. And right now,
Well, more power to you.
Thank you so much. Right now, it's just me masturbating in hotels. So that's all I got. I don't have the rock star lifestyle. Well, thank you so much, Glenn. We can edit the last part out. I'm sorry, I didn't want to ruin it. But thank you so much for doing this. Really, I think you are one of the best the best people. It's like you're one of my top people to go to and just kind of like catch information, because I know it's not like, doesn't have that ideological capture that I think 99% of other stuff on the internet has. So
I'll tell you this. So I trained with a guy. He's a good guy. He has a little gym. And another of his clients is Nick. So Nick's going to be at one of your shows either tonight or tomorrow night, because he follows you and Shane. And, you know, and he said, I heard you mentioned on Matt and Shane. And he was so excited about it. He said, they like you, man. And I know you, you know, he's happy to know the guy that.
Oh, that's so funny.
So if he comes to the show that I come to, I'll
Please,
introduce you to him.
Absolutely.